the progress, check the progress, check the progress, feeding off the success.
Pick up the phone, call up.
Hey everybody, this is
Alrighty there, folks. It's your nighttime, right time DJ Music, and you saw the title there, ladies and gentlemen, the Black YouTube Streets. State of confusion. Let me say that again. State of confusion. A whole lot of cons games going on, a whole lot of confusion going on, however you want to say it. Why do you say that, Music? Well, I got some couple clips that I'm on what brought me to this conclusion. A lot of these clips, folks, you will hear from. First of all, let me start my thing by this. When I use the term female, I do not mean it in a derogatory term, no way, shape, nor form. From what I understand, there's been a certain amount of talk going around about the difference between calling a woman a female or calling a woman a woman. And if you ask me, no disrespect to anyone, but they're one and the same. I think what it means to be called a female, and if there's some negative connotations behind it, same thing as being called a woman with some negative connotations behind it. It's all in, as you see right there, it's all in the brain. It's all in how you perceive it. You know, when I mention the word female, I always say, hey, there's a female over there, or there's a male over there, or something like that. I'm not trying to, as I heard someone say, trying to take away their humanity. No. First of all, and first and foremost, folks, no matter how hard a man tries, he cannot be a woman. No matter how he dresses up his exterior, no matter what he cuts off. The one thing that defines a woman that a man cannot do, a man cannot produce eggs. Only the female species can do that, whether it be plant or animal. So I don't see how that would be derogatory for anyone. I could say, like, if there's some negative connotations behind it, or I'm not going to mention of the two people that had the conversation about it, but it is what it is with that, and I will just leave it at this. So if I offend someone by saying female instead of woman, then no, it's not done intentionally. That's just my vernacular. Okay, so coming with that, first and foremost, folks, I got to do it. As much as I hate to, I got to do it. I think sometimes we wonder why our black females in these spaces, or our black women in these spaces, or a black woman in these spaces, why they decide to be so hard on black men or black males. You got to say it like this. You know, it's like what you watch on TV. If you see nothing but negative portrayals of men talking about women all the time, what do you think their opinion is going to be of the average man that comes into, as they say, into their spaces? What do you think they're gonna? What do you think that their perspective, especially if there's a single woman out there, what do you think their perspective is going to be about men as a whole? When you have guys like this saying stuff like this. Like I said, I was not going to talk about Angry Man, but I am going to use a clip to set off in motion why black women think the way they do in these YouTube streets. And again, I'm sure somebody's going to grab a hold of this clip or this upload and say, hey, he over there caping for black women. I'm not caping for black women, because I have these women that listen to this, probably not. Matter of fact, I would say 99% of the women that listen to this I will probably never meet. I will probably never know. And if I do know them, it's only because of that connection that we have on the YouTube stream, that I see them down in the stream and I speak to them. Hey, how you doing? I hear some of these women saying there's no man space that they can go into that a man is not talking bad about a black woman. I beg to differ. If you come to my stream, I don't talk about bad about black women unless it's on point about the situation that I'm pointing out. If I point out ratchetness, there must be a reason for it. If I point out some hating shitness about black women, it's got to be a reason for it. I just don't blanketly say that all black women are this or black women are that. I have examples of what I'm talking about. Facts. If I report to you that a black woman took her child and killed it, put it in a plastic bag and drove around town with it, is that saying that I'm referring to all black women? No. Not at all. I'm reporting on the news, but what we have here is a case of every time you see this guy, this is what he's talking about. Now, this to me, some of the things that the angry man has said, folks, has been off the damn chain. But listen to this, and you wonder why, gents, black men, you wonder why black women despise us so much online. You wonder why they don't trust us so much. And I'm going to have several examples. I don't know how long this stream is going to take. Actually, it's going to be an upload. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'm going to give you several examples of why these women think this way. Listen, I have no dog in this fight. I'm not Manosphere. I'm not SYSBM. I'm not this red pill, blue pill. I'm just plain old Stevie. Living from day to day. I don't claim to be a six-figure nigga. I don't claim to have all the answers for everything that's out there. But one thing for sure, I can tell you this. I feel that when I speak about something, I've done enough homework on it to offer up an opinion. And that's the thing about I see that a lot in these YouTube streets. If you don't have an opinion that corresponds with where they see you at, then all of a sudden they jump on you. They got bad things to say about you. They talk about your mama, they talk about your sister, your cousin, your uncle, they talk about your children, they even dox you, as they call it. Simply because of words on an internet screen. Nothing more, nothing less. Because like I say, 99% of the people that interact in these black YouTube streets will never meet each other. Without further ado, check this out. This is what Angry Man said. They call this one Angry Man Floats a revisionist history as it comes to exposing the manosphere. So this is his clip. So big shout out to you there, Aaron Fountain. Here you go.
How many black men lost their lives to the KKK and white police during the Jim Crow era because of some pillow talking bed wench? I wonder how many times a brother got into a disagreement with a black woman who just happened to be sleeping with a Klansman, and the next thing you know, that brother loses his life. I wonder how many. I wonder.
Yep, let's play that again.
How many black men lost their lives to the KKK and white police during the Jim Crow era because of some pillow talking bed wench?
See, that's the problem with guys like that right there. They say things for shock value. That has to be the only reason, Angry Man, that you could have possibly formed your lips to say something as idiotic as that. You act like, Angry Man, you act like that black women was not lynched by the Klan. You act like black women weren't slaves. You act like throughout history that black women received some preferential treatment just because they had cooch between their legs. If you really look at it, black women probably suffered as much or as more. Because think about it. We didn't have the burden of carrying these bastardized children. They did. We didn't have the burden of seeing your child snatched from your arms and sold off. They did. How do you think it feels as a mother that someone snatches your newborn from you and telling you you'll never see this child again because it's been sold? Or let's not talk about the medical experiments that was done and on black women that we know of. The crude instruments that was shoved up their bodies. And you think black women was really pillow talking with the Klan? Really? Do you really think the average black woman back in the 60s, in the 70s, and the 50s, even way back into the 20s, 20s and 30s, do you think that black women was really pillow talking with the Klan? See, that's the thing. That's one thing I hate about YouTube. It allows too much free speech on shit like this. This should have been this. Sometimes I don't advocate for anyone taking someone to striking someone's channel, but I'm surprised that someone didn't give you a strike for this, Angry Man. I really am surprised. I'm surprised that some black woman out there just didn't get pissed off enough, or some black dude that has a responsibility of his community, they didn't get pissed enough to flag this and saying they called it hate speech. Bed wenching with the KKK. How many black men got lynched? Let's ask this, Angry Man. How many black men got lynched simply because they were outside? That's the question you should be asking. How many young black kids were just snatched up and never seen again simply because the Klan wanted to have some fun with them that night? But yet you get on a stream where you have 500 people listening to you and say some shit like that, like you just shook up the world. It's embarrassing, is what it is. And I'm glad you call yourself Beano Nation. Because I actually, as far as I think the average black man is concerned, you are only black in name. And that's when you choose to call yourself black. You try to slide both sides of the fence. A pastor is what they call you. One day you want to be Mexican, another day you want to be black. Which one is it? But again, you can wonder why black women despise black men so much, because that's who you identify with. You came up with some classic words for women, and you expect them to have respect for you by you calling a black woman a scrag. That's your legacy. The black manosphere. The black YouTube streets, folks, as far as I see it so far, it ain't about shit. There's only a few channels on that are really educational, that really put something out there. I mean, put out content that's really about something. The rest of us are bogged down in trying to defend our communities with these idiots. The rest of us are trying to hold panels, trying to argue these idiots the points of how wrong they are. In the meantime, it takes away from the good of us, because nobody will go over to a channel to where they're talking about how you can get into college or whatever, because it's more fun to be over there where everybody else is at. Listen to this guy.
I wonder how many times a brother got into a disagreement with a black woman who just happened to be sleeping with a Klansman. And the next thing you know, that brother loses his life. I wonder how many. I wonder.
Certifiable dumbass. That's what you are, Angry Man. I'm not even going to waste any more time on you. So let's move on here, folks. Let's move on. Let's move on to something brighter and better. Again, you know, like I said, in the YouTube streets, there's a state of confusion of what's right and what's wrong. A lot of you young men out there, you follow the wrong gurus. And you get mad at these black women. Again, like I say, I know y'all gonna say I'm caping for them, you simping for them, but I'm gonna keep reminding you, I know none of these women that I'm speaking about. This next clip, I don't know this woman here. A from Adam. Know nothing about her. But I know enough that if she has a stream, and if I go over to it, I'm going to get something from it. Because I also understand that we share something in common. We have a common bond, whether we know it or not. And there's no need for me to mention it here. I think that's what the YouTube streets should be for, to find like-minded people. Not to find like-minded people to get in a disagreement about, which a lot of you folks do. And I dare I say it, it's mostly men that I find that are always in these streams arguing with people. And if they're not arguing with themselves, they're arguing with women. I see some of you men that will go from panel to panel just to follow the person that you hate the most, usually a woman, to get up on the panel and say how wrong she is about something. I was watching a stream the other day. There was about 8 dudes on the panel, 1 female, and it seems like every time she was about to say something, y'all told her, well, this is a man's space. The internet does not belong to us as men. But then I got to ask the woman, why go someplace where you're not welcomed? Why be there? Why suffer the abuse? Fuck them. Let them wallow in their own misery. Go to a channel to where your thoughts and your ideas and your comments will be appreciated. Don't waste your time on these bum ass streams, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Because a lot of these ladies will tell you they did commit to these so-called YouTube gurus, and in return, all they got was shitted on. So let's go to the next clip here. I'm going to use, as a matter of fact, I tell you what, let's go here. We're going to go to, there's another podcast duo that I like to watch. They call themselves Alba and Preach. And here goes another prime example of why black women hate, not only on YouTube, but black women dislike, hate is a strong word, dislike how black men represent themselves, and how black men are quick to disparage black women, how quick black men are to throw black women under the bus because they thought that a woman with lighter hair or a lighter hue is better. Until they found out that that lighter hue person that they thought that they were held in such high regard only was using them. Alba, Preach, tell them.
Seems like a lot of people are upset at Fresh and Fit right now. It's going mainstream. Yeah, the Shade Room. Everybody's sending us.
Everybody.
Somebody says I'm super corny. They said, "Yo, y'all got to reply. Gotham needs you." I was like, "Calm down. Calm the fuck down. It's not that deep."
No, nobody needs us.
And some folks got mad after the last video, and they're like, "You guys are fucking. You're full of shit. You didn't just leave a Google review." No, that's what we did.
And we told you that that broom is garbage. That's what we did. We left a Google review.
Read this. Read it. Read it.
Where's brooms in Miami? All they got are dustpans and cans.
Yeah. Do you know why I left that review? On their building. I left it on their building. Give you guys a quick resume, because a lot of y'all probably don't know what happened. So quickly, all right, they had a guest come on their pod, Asian Doll, I think,
Asian Doll,
which is a weird name off the top. She came in halfway through the pod. She was late, and her and another person were having a conversation off the mic.
That is a good question, though. Why would a black woman call herself Asian Doll? It's clearly she identifies as being a black woman. But why wouldn't she call herself Black Doll? Or Black Beauty? Or how about just Doll? Why it has to be Asian? I'm just curious about that. No disrespect intended, but I'm wondering, why would she do it? Just wanted to know.
A little bit, but it's still getting picked up. Myron gets a little upset.
Guys, sidebar conversations, please.
All right. What about
I've told you this is like, this is like the fifth time I've told you that, right?
Sixth time.
Like, stop. For real, like, stop.
Hey, mean.
I'll just keep it real, man. Like, you haven't been here, so
Yeah, it's the whole show.
yeah, she's been doing it the whole show. I'm not mean as so. How you gonna come on somebody's show, not know what go down, and say, "Oh, you're mean"?
It don't matter.
Okay, well you can get off the show.
Chill out, bro.
Nah, you can go. You're not gonna come on the platform.
So she leaves, and the video goes viral. People are coming after them, and they said they hate black women. Why? Because clips surface. So let's just play the clip. So the first clip comes out, and it's basically them being asked about a dating app for black women, and they're like, "Yo, listen."
What about the black dating app called Black? Oh, it's funny. I never used that one, bro. But hey, man.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like that.
Man.
We ain't night riders.
Nah,
so
bro, I'm good.
Sometimes if they're red bone, but like in general, me and Fresh don't dabble in the dark. If you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
And people lost their mind. And then afterwards, after the backlash, Myron's like, "Listen, what's wrong with having a preference?"
When it comes to dating and your personal preferences, no one bats an eye. When women say, "I want a man that's 6 feet tall, makes a certain amount of money, blah blah blah," those are considered preferences. But if I say, "Hey man, I don't date black girls like that," oh God,
you hate black women.
How dare you?
You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous.
My mom's black, your mom's black.
Yeah.
My sister's black. Like, bro, we just have a preference.
It's not the same thing. There's a difference between having preferences, that's one thing, and there's another thing about dissing a motherfucker. When you're saying, "I don't want to date Shaniquas," you're not stating your preferences. They're not mad about your fucking preference. They're mad about you dissing the other one.
And that's exactly it. And see what it is. Again, that's what I was talking about earlier with how people use words. And I'll go back to what I was talking about earlier, saying woman or female. It's what precedes the word and what proceeds the word. If I get what I'm saying, it's what's in front of the word and what's behind the word that sets people off. Now there's no way you can dress that up, because we know when someone's saying Shaniqua in our society, we also know what they're trying to mean, that black women are ghetto. We know that. And that's exactly what he was saying. But then they double down on exactly what they were saying, say we don't date the brown, we don't dwell in the darkness. I'm just paraphrasing, of course. But then again, so you brought home the fact that not only are you saying that your preference is not to date black women, now you're saying degrading, instead of just saying, "I don't, for me personally, I'd rather not date a black woman," and leave it at that. If someone asks you why, then you go into the reasons why. But because someone is 6 foot or has a chiseled chin or whatever, again, those are just physical attributes. But to say someone is ghetto, now you're walking in a whole different park. You don't normally, when you say ghetto, you don't associate that with white women. When you say Shaniqua, you don't associate that with white women. You associate that with ghetto ratchetness, as they say. I'm not making it up.
But hey, you know what? Maybe they were just joking. Okay?
Yeah.
Maybe they don't have negative opinions of black ladies. Okay? And they were just using Shaniqua as a joke for humor. It's possible.
It's possible.
Okay?
But
then Fresh has to open his mouth. And I don't know what's wrong with Fresh, but this nigga cannot stop taking L's, okay? Listen to Fresh.
Barbados, stand up. I know you don't claim him.
I ain't gonna lie, just keeping it real. I don't really date black girls. it's not because like most black girls are like annoying, how to put this, ratchet, and they don't know how to like be reserved. You're like the complete opposite.
You are not the stereotype. You are not the.
That is not a compliment. All right. It's like I'm when the motherfucker tells me, "Oh."
Exactly. That is not a compliment. Not at all. Again, see, there's those things that I always say, folks, garbage in, garbage out. So if you go to the 5 and dime store, what do you expect to get there? You would not go to Tiffany's and find fake jewelry there. Sorry, you just won't. But I guarantee if you go to Walmart, you can find some $5 shit. But it's all about where you shop. Don't blame people for your choices. If you have been dealing in the world of ratchet women your whole life, what do you expect? And now because you become a YouTube sensation, to me, all you're doing is projecting the life that you live. Now you're just speaking it out loud. People tell on themselves without realizing that they're telling on themselves. You are who you are. You are a product of your environment. So the mere fact that you can sit around and complain and say that all these girls are ghetto, you, my friend, are as well. You are ghetto yourself because you hung in that realm. Shaniqua.
You're beautiful for a black man. That really, there's a lot. It's not just, yeah, the person called me beautiful, but that's fucked up. That's still fucked up. So when you say, no, but you're not like that, you really talk like a white tooth. You're not like the rest of them naggers.
Right. Right, you're not like the rest of them. And tell you what, folks, I'm gonna share a quick story with you. When I lived in the Bay Area, I used to play a lot of basketball. I used to go over to down to the Panhandle. If you folks are familiar with the Bay Area, there's a place in the Panhandle that always you go shoot basketball at. And a lot of another thing, if you know about the Bay Area, it's a nice Filipino population there. One of the guys I used to play with, Filipino kid, that I was always seeing him at the Panhandle or at the gym that I would go shoot basketball at. And so yeah, I won't say it's a friendship, but just an acquaintance. Normally I would catch the bus instead of having to pay for parking and all the other stuff. So I would catch the bus to the gym or to the Panhandle. And on occasions I'd see him on the same bus. So at this particular point in time, I guess, after months of playing basketball together, he finally, we spoke up and had conversation. One day, I guess he felt comfortable enough to meet me and to say, ask me, why all black people stink? And, you could hear, when you're on public transportation, you can hear like the crowd kind of talking a little bit, but as soon as they heard that the whole bus got quiet, like, I want to hear this. And I think for a moment, people expected me to erupt and to say, what the fuck did you just say? But I said, you know what, my man, I don't know what black person you've been hanging around, but I think just like any black person, just like any white person, or just like any other person, the reason why the black person stinks is probably because they didn't wash their ass. And from that day on, never spoke with him again. And folks said, why you didn't speak with him again? Because he already told me, just by that one statement, what he had been thinking his whole life. And he finally got up enough courage. He finally got close enough to a black man to ask that question. In the back of my head, I was asking, well, damn, what black people you been around? See what I'm saying? They tell on themselves. And that's what these guys, Fresh and Fritz, whatever they call them, Fruity and Pebbles, that's what they should be calling them. But that's what they do. They get on these podcasts, and sooner or later they run out of a lie. Don't care who tell it, and it's hard to repeat the same lie. So sooner or later they get caught up in their lies and their transgressions, and this is what happened to these guys right now. All that shit that they've been telling in the past. Same thing with Angry Man. Same thing with Kevin Samuels. That old idea of fake it till you make it, it don't work. Because of the words that you use and the people that you shit on your way up. That's what's happening to these guys right now. That's why the black YouTube streets is in their ass, because they are dogging the main vessel of what keeps these social media platforms running. Folks can say what you want to. Ask Steve Harvey, ask Tom Joyner, ask any radio host who's the best sidekick to have, and I guarantee you they'll tell you a woman.
Bro, think about what he said. You're annoying. You're not. You're not ratchet. right? So that's his perception of black women.
Yeah, and
not recognizing like there's a variety of women out there who are black who have a different experience. You don't encounter them fresh because you live in nightclubs. You live faking your lifestyle. You're constantly around women who are on IG. So of course there's gonna again be a selection bias, right? Where the only type of women you're gonna meet are ratchets. You get what I'm saying? It's like even though, and I think it's so funny that Fresh says this stuff. It's like, but the one girl he wanted to wife out turned out to be a sugar baby who's coaching women on how to fucking play men. It's just funny to me that these guys talk like this.
Whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house.
No disrespect to the girl right here, but you see what he's talking about? He put this white female over these black females, and you see what happened? Because he was so blinded that this white female was so much better than black females that he couldn't see that he was being used. He couldn't see past her pretty white face. He couldn't see past whatever body she has. He couldn't see the fact that she was only using him. And when come to pass, because if you remember this, when it came to pass, he made several attempts at this woman, and the only way he got her to get to where she was at, because he showed him a picture of a yacht that it was on, and she all of a sudden she was like, oh yeah, that's why I came. You must got some money if you on a yacht. I ain't got nothing to do right now. And then the bad thing about it is he tried to lean over and get a kiss from the chick, and she was like, not today. Go back and look it up for yourself, folks. There's some whores in this house, all right, and it ain't the females.
There's some whores in this house. I said certified freak. 7 days a week. Wet ass P word. Make that pullout game weak. Yeah, you effing with some wet ass P word.
But I digress.
High standards. I like the way Fresh always comes in to add a little grain of salt, and it always like it's perfectly like that. He's
a scammer that tells on himself.
Yes,
he's a scammer that tells on himself. Myron can at least keep up a good facade.
Yeah,
he can put up a good projected good image.
Yeah.
Fresh is just bruv, you don't like black women. Just say that. Y'all are ghetto, ratchet, and disgusting. You smell bad. But I don't have a problem with black. What are you talking about? Let any white person talk about black dudes the same way you would say what? Yeah, black guys.
Facts. If any white guy was on that panel and said the shit that they were saying, you know what? Guarantee it. You know how many streams would be about that right about now? You know how many people would be in uproar about it? But, and like my man said, I digress.
They're ratchet, they're ghetto, they smell bad, and they're unemployable. What the fuck? But that's how you think. And here's the thing. A lot of people want to be able to say racist stuff without actually ever owning the moniker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But, I know. You said some racist shit to me. Another man. You gonna send me back? That's another shit that a Gavin or Steven would have said. I'm gonna send you back on your boat to your country.
Hey,
but you know damn well what the fuck you was doing. Talking like a bing, 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 bing. Nigga, it's you.
You can say whatever you want.
Around here we call them you know what? Or the Ponderosa. But that's what he sounds like. Go back to your country. Huh? Nigga, I was born in Kentucky. The fuck is my country at? And then say you are a member of the land that you were born in. I wasn't born in Africa. No disrespect, folks, but I was not born in Africa. Shout out to the Gold Professor I was thinking about. A great stream earlier.
You can say I have a preference for this, Asian men, black women. Nothing wrong with that. When you say I wouldn't date black women because physically they're just not my type, nothing wrong with that.
Nothing.
I want to date white women because culturally it's more in line with me. Nothing wrong with that.
I don't know about culturally.
I don't want to date Asians because they got slanted eyes and honestly they're too quiet for me and I think they're kind of losers. Do we not see the difference? Do we not see the difference? Right? People
do.
love to masquerade their negative views about certain groups as a preference. Okay, right? I remember this. I was dating this white girl. Okay, this was when I was like about 19, and we were getting serious. It was going well, and she told me, "I want you to be my parents," and you already know.
Deuces.
I said, "Sure." And the day before I was supposed to meet her parents, I'm like, "Do they know I'm black?" She said, "No." I said, "What you doing?"
But that's the thing. The privilege really sometimes prevents you from seeing those things.
Yes. I'm also like,
nigga. But you know, hey, go tell.
I said, "Go tell them." She said, "No."
Right. Go tell them.
I said, "Go."
Your parents. I'm not Gavin.
Go.
There's a lot.
Right. Go tell them. Before I go to your house, go and tell your daddy that I'm black. How many of you brothers out there that's dated white women that as soon as you mention, hey, let's stop by your house, or can I pick you up at your house, they'll say, no, manosphere, divestment community? How many of you brothers out there can go right now to your white girlfriend's house and pick her up? How many of you manosphere dudes out there right now that's got Chinese, Asian girlfriends or whatever and can't go to their mama and daddy house? You know why? Because it is what it is. They know I'm having fun like you are. I'm not trying to marry you. You know, the Asian doll. Maybe that's why she called herself the Asian doll. Like this white chick. She wasn't planning on marrying. You think she would have told Fresh if brought that home to daddy? The dark-skinned one? Brought that home to daddy? Not saying that never happens, folks, and I have no if you want to marry a white person, that's on you. If you of another race and you want to marry into another race, that's on you. That ain't my business. Got nothing to do with me. I don't do domestics, especially somebody else's. That's your business. But when you get out in the public and you trash black women, putting black women down and raising white women up on a pedestal, Asian women up on a pedestal, then that's when you run into the problems. With me anyway. That's when I have to point out, can you go to the house right now? Can you go and shake hands with daddy right now? No, baby, you got to go tell your daddy first, and chances are daddy gonna say, nah, you know what, I had different color grandbabies in mind. I'm just saying, does it work for some? And there's all kinds of interracial marriages out there, but I can guarantee you, for every one that works, there's about 12 that don't.
There's a lot of people out there. No. Y'all know your parents are racist.
All right.
And I ain't talking about white people. I'm talking about everybody.
Yes.
You don't know your parents are racist until.
And to be fair, okay, shout out to my mom, but hey, she be saying some wild things. I be looking at her like, that's racist. Okay? Yes. I don't even whisper it. I'm like, that's racist, but I still, because you mom, okay? Her dad was like, eventually her dad came out and said, listen, I don't want my daughter with a black man. Okay? Now, I'm not mad at that. You want your daughter to date a white dude because culturally and whatever? Cool. Go ham. She said, I want my daughter to date a black guy because they're ghetto. Now, do you guys see the difference?
See the difference?
Can we all understand the difference? Now, look. Again, you know, what Fresh and Fit should have done is what a lot of the other manosphere guys do, which is just like, man, listen, black women are the worst, and I don't recommend dating them, right? That's what a lot of these guys in the manosphere just straight up say. And I'm not mad at, you know, at least you're outwardly projecting your real views, and that's cool. But y'all front on that point. Preach, what do you think?
Brooms and dustpans.
Yeah.
Brooms and dustpans, my man says. Brooms and dustpans. And I always say, niggas and flies. Flies are niggas. They always show up at the wrong time. And usually they starting some shit or brought some shit with them. You know what I'm saying? But again, for those of you who want to dabble in the interracial marriages and dating, hey, that's on you. But just know sometimes that just because you want to date someone of a different race, that doesn't mean that everyone around you is going to approve of it. And there's some white fathers that don't want their white daughters to marry black men. There's some black men that don't want their black daughters to marry white men. That's the way of the world. You can't say that don't exist, because it does. The interracial marriages in my family, yes, there is. I remember the first time a white man showed up at my door talking about it was taking out one of my sisters. It was hell to pay around here. You know, it's what it is, folks. Some people just believe that, you know. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that where it's at. I don't want to start a whole nother war with somebody saying I said this about this or I said this about. No, I'm just saying, can't be with the one you love. Love the one you with, and stop looking for love in all the wrong places. But anyway, folks, let's move on here from Alvin Preach. Again, I'm going to go at this young lady. Her name is Raw B Privilege. And like I was saying about her before, I stop by her channel from time to time because we do have something in common. And, you know, she's to me, she's quite, how do I say, articulate in how she presents things. She's you know, she's been around the YouTube black streets for a while, so you know, I tend to gravitate to people that, you know, that can, you know, back up what they say. And this is one of those streams that I'll go in and just, I won't say much. I just speak and just sit back and listen and see what she has to offer. It's like the grocery store, you know. You go there, get what you need, leave the rest on the shelf. All right. So here we go, folks. Here's Raw B Privilege, and check it out.
The darkest hue commentary on this slideshow is this. Black men are incentivized to disparage black women online because it pays. It gets clicks, views, and engagement. Shaming, humiliating, and scrutinizing black women is one of the quickest ways for black men to go viral and amass a following.
Starting off the bat, is she wrong? Because we can count the channels. We can see for ourselves the Kevin Samuels, the Tommy Sotomayor's, the Angry Mans, the Fresh and Fits, the Manosphere as a whole. We can see how they grow from disparaging black women. We can see that. There's absolutely no doubt about it. There is profit in shitting on black women. Yes, it is. There's no doubt about it. I'm sorry to interrupt you there. Nice hair, by the way. Nice afro.
Black women are scrutinized for how long our nails and eyelashes are, what kind of hairstyles we wear, for going to college, for not going to college, for being breadwinners, for not being breadwinners, for wanting to be traditional housewives, for not wanting to be traditional housewives. You name it. Black women have been hyper scrutinized online for it. Let's talk about why this matters. The poster also notes they did not name the YouTuber on slide 5 on purpose. And they said, if you think that you know, keep it to yourself, because they don't want to be attacked. Which oftentimes is what happens when you speak against the black manosphere. We'll get into the comments a little later, because we got.
Again, she is absolutely right, and whoever created this post is absolutely right. Oftentimes, because you speak against the manosphere, or because you speak against a content creator, his minions will come out the woodwork, or her minions will come out the woodwork in defense of it. But usually, I gotta say this, I have never met a female content creator follower that has gone and went to attack another person's channel. I haven't met that person yet. I've seen them, a lot of them, in defense of their channels, but I have literally not seen a female go and seek out the way these guys seek out. Am I wrong? I think not. And again, black men, you wonder why this negative opinion exists of you on the internet. It's self-explanatory right here, right now. I'm not through yet.
I'm going to talk about what everybody else had to say. So let's look at the slideshow. Why is it so profitable to crap on black women? Should men even be allowed to have podcasts? LOL. But seriously. So on this slide, I'm going to say yes. Men should be allowed to have podcasts. Hey, DJ Music. Men should be allowed to have podcasts. Why shouldn't they?
Hey, Robbie, hold on. Let me interrupt you there for a minute. You're absolutely right. It's called the First Amendment, freedom of speech. So maybe that's where the LOL came in from. But you know what, though? It goes that's what you hear in the manosphere, though. That women should not be allowed to have podcasts. Women should not be allowed to be on platforms or streams. They should only be there for support, whether it be financial or whatever. But they shouldn't have their own. They shouldn't have their own spaces. I've heard that before. And if you keep listening, then you might hear it again tonight. See, but like I say, I go in there and I speak, and if it's something of interest, and actually this particular stream that it fits right into what I was doing today. So, shout out to you, Robbie.
First and foremost, you have to know your opposition. I would say enemy, but then that speaks to this intra-civil war. Let me start off by saying, this conversation is not a attack on black men, nor is it an attack on the black manosphere. It is taking a look at the behaviors in the conversation and looking to see if the conversation is reflective of the talking points and the ideology they claim to espouse. But yeah, they should be allowed to talk. We need to know what they think, and we need to know what's on their mind. You don't never tell somebody to be silent, honey. The more people talk, the...
Say it again. The more people talk, the more you learn. That's why I like to sit back and observe. That's how I get to know people. I don't go into a room flapping my gums. I sit back and let this person feel comfortable enough that they want to talk, or they want to listen, or they want to hear about what I'm talking about. It's a process. But I see a lot of people come onto these streams and they have to be heard. They have to type in the chat room in caps. They got to get on a platform screaming at the top of their lungs. And no disrespect, Big J, but man, you scream too much, bro. You know, we say these women are emotional, but if you go, again, no disrespect, Big J, but if you go over to your stream, I within 5 minutes of you having a conversation with somebody, you screaming at them because they disagree with your opinion. And that's what these women are talking about. And you'll see a little bit later on as we get towards the end of one of our last clips, you'll hear a woman talking about men being emotional.
Better. Far beyond preference. Black men have long jumped at the opportunity to announce their romantic preferences, even when unprompted.
Unsolicited booty calls, dropping in the DMs, and then we get called out about it. Oh, that bitch, she knows she wanted me, she just got busted. Not calling no names, but I heard, well, yeah, I do call names. I heard Rude, someone called out Rude last week saying, Rude, the only reason, didn't I hear you say that if a woman don't show no interest in you, you not gonna give them a wrench? And Rude promptly denied it, but this just goes to show you, you know, that maybe that's the way some women think about you. That the only time you want to wrench them up is when you think you got a chance with them. And that's what a lot of these folks do. That's why they wrench them up. And later on in this stream, you hear a guy saying, yeah, I'll give you a wrench for $50. I wish to fuck. But yeah, I like to go into the women's spaces. Because, you know, back in the older days, you had to sneak in the room. You know, you couldn't eavesdrop. You couldn't know what the women were saying about you. But now, all you got to do is find the right stream, and with the right women on the panel, they'll tell you everything you want to know. What's wrong about us, what's right about us. They'll tell you everything down to their sexual preference. They'll tell you exactly what kind of man. If you listen to each and every woman on a panel on an individual basis, sooner or later you will know that woman as if she just came out your house. A lot of these women that I listen to, I don't go to the stream to see what other folks is talking about. I go just to listen to that woman because I'm interested in what she's talking about. But folks act like that's something wrong. Something wrong with that. They think I got to see what she looked like. I got to see whether she got a fat booty and some nice titties and nice lips and a nice face before I have any interest in her. No, niggas. Maybe it's just an opinion of mine, but I think the most sexiest thing on a woman is her fucking brain. Tell me I'm wrong.
The subtext in these kinds of conversations reveal that these preferences are grounded in colorism, featureism, texturism, and fatphobia. Recent podcast culture has gotten rid of the subtext. There is no need to read between the lines anymore. It is no longer subtle. And the poster highlighted it is no longer subtle. In my opinion, it never has been. I just think that social media puts more eyes on the situation. It's always been loud and proud and bold and rude. It's been in music videos where you've seen the light-skinned women with the curvaceous body put in the forefront. Look at Melissa the Body. Look at Karen Steffens, a.k.a. Superhead. I think a lot of people maybe have chosen to ignore it, have chosen to miss it, but it's been here. Hell, even if we go all the way back to the 60s and the 70s in blaxploitation. Look at Pam Grier. She's sexy. I ain't gonna hold you. Miss Pam, she's still looking good, honey. She up there, but she's still holding it together. It's always been the ideology for the tall Amazonian red bone with the blown out big ass afro and the Native American features, which I find interesting because people say things like my nose is unattractive, but my nose is very Native American and slightly European, and it happens to be the type of nose that people go for, but that's neither here nor there. That's a whole nother show. More and more black male podcasters these days proudly tout their misogynoir because it is so profitable to publicly crap on black women online. Now, she does have a point. If you go to these Black Manosphere chats, they have people that, oh, thank you, All Stars, guys. I appreciate you. We'll be showing you your love in a minute. You do have these content creators that have Skittles going across the top of their platforms, but so yes, I can see how it's profitable. One thing I have noticed is the podcasters will not respond to comments in the chat unless the comments come in the super chat. So
I've been saying that for God knows how long, and I'm glad folks are really starting to realize that. Angry Man, you can't even go into his chat and type without being a member. This guy wants you to pay him to type your opinion. Understand that. He wants you, whatever the membership is over there, he wants you to pay him for the luxury of coming into his chat room. Then on top of that, super chat him so he can see and read your comment. And then we'll tell you, I need 20 more people to hit the Cash App, or I'm gonna shut the stream down. And then he'll go into his tirade about how fucked up black women are. Tell me I'm wrong. Sotomayor made he made himself famous of crapping on black women. And if I'm not mistaken, I haven't seen this post, but so far I think that's exactly who they were talking about. You tell me I'm wrong. Listen.
So I think it's more so about marketability and how these male podcasters interact and handle their audience, which after we read the slides, we're going to get into it. But, okay. Far beyond silly conversations. The conversations happening on some popular black male podcasts are extremely anti-black and misogynistic. In many ways, they are indistinguishable from YWS supremacy. Ideology, excuse me. I'm trying not to say that word. You're trying to stay monetized. We're trying to stay in the green. These conversations.
All right, folks. Use that 2025, or is it 2520 when you're referring to them? I pushed the wrong button here, so let me see if I can get back to where we were at here. I think we were right here. I hope. Well, there we go. Let me start it right here.
In many ways, they are indistinguishable from YWS supremacy. Ideology, excuse me. I'm trying not to say that word. You're trying to stay monetized.
Look up the letters.
Stay in the green. These conversations peddle racist ideas about black women being innately aggressive, existential threats to black men's masculinity, and characterize black women as a problem that needs solving.
Is that what you not hear in the manosphere? Those very same words that Raw B just read from that post right there. Is that not what you hear? The same talking points that 2520s talk about. It's the same talking points that they use in the manosphere. That black women or try to emasculate black men, but it's you guys that's allowing yourself to be emasculated. It's not the women doing it. It's you guys. It's you guys that sit on the stream 7-8 hours and complain about how bad women are, and then go call yourself men. Go figure.
Ooh, she said a word right there. I'm gonna reserve my thoughts. Some black feminists are even going as far as to liken these conversations to the ones happening in incel spaces, largely spearheaded by extremist white men. Okay. What is the black manosphere? The manosphere is essentially a collection of men-led blogs, websites, podcasts, and forums that promote sexist beliefs. The manosphere encompasses men's right activists, incels, involuntary celibates. That's what that means.
That's part of the problem right there. The manosphere is full of incels. Now, I know one thing for sure. When I was in my go-getting them days, when I say real go-getting them days, not that I put it down now, don't get me wrong. But there was a point in time, mine this past 2 or 3 days, if I didn't, ooh, nigga, don't come by me. I ain't had none this week. So imagine them folks that's in their 20s and 30s, that all they do is sitting up in front of the computer night after night, week after week. Involuntary celibate my ass. You just don't have the balls to go out and get none. Damn the pandemic, folks. Do you mean to tell me ain't no babies been born during the pandemic? Ain't nobody sleeping together? Ain't nobody getting goodness? Nobody? The pandemic shut down coochie? I think not.
And more groups that promote extremist and dangerously outdated beliefs about women. Men of all races who celebrate and frequent these platforms are united by one thing: their unwavering commitment to misogyny. I think it's more so their inability to have effective relationships, but I can see their point. A commitment that they feel entitles them to high online engagement. The black manosphere is an extremely racialized version of the general manosphere, where black women are the primary targets of misogyny. Now, in general, the manosphere, black and white, does not appreciate women. They have issue with women.
Facts.
And I feel the issue is more so based on their inability to effectively lead and have the power over women. It's definitely controlling and a control issue. when you listen to the talking points on both sides, and yes, I do actually tap in and visit in the white manosphere as well, because you can't have an opinion about one faction of a group unless you know the group as a whole.
Facts again. And understand something, folks. I'll go a little bit farther than Rob B did on this one. If you go into a white manosphere stream and a black manosphere stream and close your eyes, you won't know the difference. They both sound the same. Some of the voices you can tell whether they're black or white, but most of the voices are hard to distinguish because most of the voices that I hear in the manosphere are quite feminine. They don't sound like my voice. And I think to me that's one of those key factors of what they were talking about, the ability to lead, because their voice doesn't project that leadership. You know what I'm saying? No one takes them serious because your voice sounds feminine. And no man with a feminine sounding voice it's hard to take serious. Folks, say what you want to. Don't shoot the messenger. Not to say that there's not some men out there with feminine voices. Mike Tyson in particular. You know, when he was back early in the days, you know, the first time Mike Tyson opened up his mouth to the general public, it was like, ooh. But then when you saw him in the ring, like, fuck it, Mike, talk how you want.
But again, this is about logic, not emotion. Logically, you have to analyze the whole to have a completely unbiased opinion. That's just how I think. Black men have long internalized harmful ideas about black women, like most people, before the internet was even a thought. But the black manosphere has made those ideas especially public, accessible, and profitable. What you think the barbershop is? This is the barbershop. Get into it. The birth of the black manosphere. A certain black conservative political commentator and men's rights activist is one of the pioneers of the black male internet culture that targets black women for engagement. After launching his YouTube channel in 2012,
I had to think about that for a minute before I answered. Excuse me again there. But, you know, no, it's not the barbershop, because it's not the same barbershop. The folks that used to go to barbershop, you know, back in the late the 80s and the early 90s and back then, there's a different breed of men in those barbershops now. The barbershop of the 60s and the 70s and the 80s is not the barbershops of today. The barbershops of today now is more like beauty salons. You got guys in there braiding each other's hair. When I went into the barbershop as a kid, there was nobody in the barbershop with dread. And if there was folks around us that was dread, we knew who they were. They were Jamaicans, and that's why they wore their hair the way they did. Now, again, if you got braids and dreads, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. By no stretch of the imagination am I saying anything wrong with that. But what I'm saying, there's a different style barbershop out there now. So the barbershop that she's referring to is an extension of what you see right here on YouTube right now. The barbershop of old is the barbershop that I'm talking about. That where you were going to go there and talk about church issues, the neighborhood, or when's the next lodge meeting. That old way is gone. That is a forgotten art, folks. The barbershop is not the same. Don't let that shit on that you saw on TV. That's not the barbershop. Okay? That's the Hollywood version of the barbershop. You want to go to a barbershop, you go find one of these country towns where you got 2-3 seats in there and the barber got on thick glasses. That's the barbershop, folks.
He garnered a cult-like following by targeting black women. An online petition calling for him to be deplatformed outlined some of his most famous offenses. He once proclaimed that the black community needs a cleansing and that an intra-racial civil war to get rid of the beasties, the term he coined to refer to black women. He has explicitly said that the darker the skin, the uglier they are, in reference to black women. And women who wear weaves are hair-hatted hooligans. He has even gone as far as to wish for more George Zimmermans to eliminate black women he feels are detrimental to the black race. Now, this is a whole mouthful.
It sure is, and it's hard to swallow to know that one black man, and folks, y'all know who she's talking about. Come on, y'all know she's talking about Sotomayor. Who else is known for the beasties, Beastie 1000s, hair-hatted hooligans? Oh, those are all Sotomayor terms. The Soto Nation, as they call it. But you know, again, when you go into his stream, folks, when he does a live stream, there's thousands of people listening to him. And it's been like that. And to be quite honest with you, folks, that's how I found Sotomayor on accident. And actually, I found Sotomayor at a time that I was going through a situation. And I would not say that I hated black women, but I didn't want to be with the particular one that I was with. We was having problems. Resolve those problems. And when I woke up one morning, I was like, let me go see what my man started. Then I thought about, you know what, man, fuck that. Shit, no, man. If that's your opinion of black women, it just hits you like a ton of bricks. It's like, man, every stream can't be that bad. And the one thing, I remember the incident quite well, that he was doing a stream about a young woman twerking, and she used to go around twerking in Walmarts, twerking everywhere, and Sotomayor dogged this woman for weeks, folks. I can't remember the young lady's name, but she was as they say, thick body, pretty face. And I mean, when I say he dogged her, it seems like every other stream was about this woman twerking in the chat, twerking in this, twerking here, twerking there. And finally, he comes on the stream one day and says that he is in Texas and he had sex with the woman. Huh? And there was folks in the stream congratulating him. He had called this woman everything except a child of God, a nasty bitch, a whore, a this, a that, her coochie stink, all these kind of things. But he still left California to go to Texas to have sex with this woman. That's the extent of the manosphere, folks. They're quick to talk about women until it comes down to the nitty-gritty of it when they want to get their tallywhackers wet. Unless they're gonna go with a man. Jim Jones, you might as well have went with a man after telling the whole world that you let your mama tongue kiss you or teach you how to French kiss. What the fuck is that about? See, that's what I'm saying. Guys like that, shit like that, they tell on themselves because they're thinking they're being cool. They don't see nothing wrong with saying some of the shit that they're saying. C Boogie talking about he let some woman lick his ass for an hour. He saw nothing wrong with that because, you know, in some cases, no matter what you say, the followers still going to be there. You still going to have some people that find that cool because that's the manosphere as a whole. They live vicariously through other people's stories.
First of all, I have always heard the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. But that's neither here nor there. People having their preference or opinions on natural hair and unnatural hair and hair-hatted hooligans and what have you, I think it speaks to the lack of the appearance of naturalness. Now, as a wig wearer, I will tell you, some women that wear wigs, they go over the top. There are some styles that just don't look natural. Even with lashes, nails, whatever. You can enhance your beauty without being extremist. And honestly, I think that's more so what the issue is. But it gets spun in a salacious way to garner views and attention. But we'll get in more into that when we finish. the Black Manosphere Today. The Fresh and Fit podcast, led by Gaines and Fresh, has recently come under fire for their treatment of rapper Asian Doll. Some statements they made last year about Black women have resurfaced. An actual conversation they had on the podcast. Gaines: "Hey bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man." Fresh: LaQuisha. Gaines: "Me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like that. We ain't night riders. Sometimes if they're red bone, but like in general, me and Fresh don't dabble in dark, if you know what I'm saying." And upon looking at them, I mean, okay, they have Tinder up there as a dating app truth. It's my understanding that Tinder is more so for the LGBTQIA, so that's noteworthy. I didn't think that Tinder was for the heteronormative men and women, but okay. And I mean, if that's what they into, then that's what they into. I don't understand why Black women always feel the need to fight to be in places where they're tolerated and not celebrated.
And that's a good question, Ron. I ask myself that. Why do some Black women go to these spaces where they know they're not welcome? Is it the fact that you've, I don't know. I don't have an answer. I wish I had an answer for that. Maybe one of you women out there can answer that. Why go to some place that you're not welcome? It's like going to a party where you know you're not invited. Don't you feel awkward? And me personally, I wouldn't go any place to where I felt uncomfortable at. And definitely I wouldn't go to a place where I'm possibly known that I'm going to be under attack for typing something or saying something, or going up on a panel and knowing that I'm the sacrificial lamb. You'll see what I'm talking about a little bit later. Y'all keep on listening.
But let's continue. The Black Manosphere inspires casual online hatred for Black women. Violence against Black women is a highly memeified, famous, and everyday Black women are publicly humiliated for content and clicks when they come forward about intraracial abuse. Giving my thoughts on that shortly. Popular manospheric discourse that specifically targets Black women. What do women bring to the table? Now that is one of the questions that always irritates my spirit. It irritates my spirit. But I got talking points.
I tell you what. That's a question, folks, that I dare not ever ask a woman. What do you bring to the table? My thing to this is, and call me old-fashioned if you want to, but you know, it's always been to me that a man builds the male builds the nest for the female to settle in. I mean, what you bringing to the table? You bringing the most important thing to the table. You. That's what the table's here for. You. That's why I got 2 chairs. That's why I got a car. That's why I got this house for you, the woman. That's the ultimate prize. At least I thought, like I said, call me old-fashioned, but I thought that was the ultimate prize for any man. To find a woman, maybe a woman that hopefully, if you find her young and y'all have a life that grow old together, 50, 60 years, because remember, in our not too distant past, that was the reality, that husbands and wives stayed together for 30, 40, 50, 60 years. We're celebrating our 65th wedding anniversary, 65 years. You don't think in 65 years them folks didn't have some kind of problems? 50 years, you don't think them folks had some kind of problems? And you mean what you bring to the table? You bring you to the table, ladies. You are the prize. Everything else is, you know, is material things. You know, the house is material things that could burn down. I could go buy you a diamond ring, you could lose it. Can't get another you, can I? That's what women bring to the table, fellas. No matter how cliche it sounds. No matter how old-fashioned it sounds, that is the absolute truth. Every man wants a mate. That is the truth. If that not be the case, why would God take a rib from us, as they say, and create woman? Man was not intended to be by himself. Man was not intended to divest from women.
Girls and boys, we going in. In recent viral iteration of this tired debate, a black man on the AIDS at the Table podcast essentially argued that black women have nothing to offer in romantic partnerships, even when they are the breadwinners. Say what now? Say who? I said where? With who? The black woman doesn't have anything to offer even when she's the breadwinner? That speaks to something more nefarious, but we'll get there.
And I bet if you go to, wait a minute, I bet if you go to his panel, or I bet if you go to his channel, he probably got 2, 3, 4, 5,000, 5K followers. You never know, because that's the number of people he speaks to. There's a lot of folks out here that think like that, and that's the sad part about it, folks. There's a lot of people that think like this. That even as the breadwinner, a black woman has no value. Is that not a white 25-20 talking point?
Women's domestic work belittles black women's domestic work by saying that everything black women can do for the home, cleaning, cooking, rearing children, etc., can be bought by hiring a maid and is not a valuable contribution. Oh yeah? I just wonder, are you paying the woman in your life for the cleaning and the cooking and the rearing of the children? Because it costs a lot of money to have a maid service to clean.
And ain't none of you niggas in the manosphere that got that kind of goddamn money that you can have a maid service, you can have butler service, you can have car service and all of this. Nah. You can have kids and you send the kids to go pick them up to school. Nah. Nannies, full-time nannies, tutors and all that. Nah. So again, when you hear folks, when you hear black men talk like this, you wonder why black women are jumping down y'all throats. The pure idiocy of what this man just said, that what she just read. Even as the breadwinner, this man had the audacity to say that black women have no value. Is that not an oxymoron? Even at, listen what I'm saying again, that's why I got it, this rang in my head when I heard it too. Even as the breadwinner, the black woman has no value. That's a hoe. That ain't a wife. Because that pimp ain't got, he sees no value in you other than a piece of ass. And how much money that piece of ass gonna bring back to him. If that's the kind of life you want, women, you don't want much.
As a chef, I'm going to tell you, private chefs in the home can run you. It can run you a lot of money. Pathologizes? Whatever. I said that wrong. It's fine. Black women for desiring romantic partnership like most women do. Because some black men believe black women deserve nothing. Not even romantic love. This discourse posits that women must be useful to men in order to matter, and questions black women's use, rendering black women disposable. And again, that ain't nothing new.
Sure ain't. That's the familiar talking point, ain't it, Robbie? A familiar talking point of the manosphere. We done heard several say it. BGS, what's the guy's name? Another one of them Itmore guys. What's his name? MOT, Angry Man, Fresh and Fit. How many of these niggas, the guy that just passed away here recently, how many of these niggas done said that same exact thing? But still, y'all wonder why the general overview about black men in this space, you act like it's wrong. When here clearly we're using the words of you folks. Because at no time, and I'll say this again, at no time, at no stream of mine, as much as I disagree with Cynthia G, I only pointed out what I thought she was wrong about. I did not attack Cynthia G personally. I didn't say nothing about her looks, didn't say nothing about her hair, didn't say nothing about her personal life. I only stuck to the issue. You can't go to a stream that where I dog black women just on GP. You can't find it. Because there is none. But I digress. This next guy, I can guarantee it. You can go to his stream and you can find plenty of them. Oh, I guess I couldn't find it. Let's see, where's it at? But anyway, we're gonna move on. I think I messed it up, but for the GP, let's play a quick commercial here. Let me see if I can find this right quick. Like,
From the heel to the neck, get ready, be set. You already know what's next. Check the progress, check the progress, check the progress. Feeding off the success.
Hi, this is Denise Gray from the music group Say It Loud on Classic R&B Jams Radio with Stevie Music.
Best music possible? Oh, wait, we're already playing that. It must be what we do.
alrighty there, folks. I'm not sure exactly what happened to that clip, but I'll have to skip that, and we're just gonna move straight on. I told you the majority of the clips that I use tonight in this show are from women, and they're talking about us men. So, I mean, like it or not, here's what these women think about you. When you go to their panels, sometimes men, it's best to just sit back and listen. You'll get a wealth of information. You'll know what to stay away from. You'll know exactly what these women don't like. You know exactly what they do like. And I say this, you can single out these women individually and only listen to their comments or only watch their particular what they're saying down in the chat room. You can do that if you want to. If this is because you know the internet is the way of meeting people, so focus on what you like, not what you dislike. And the majority of the streams that I see these men in, they focus on what they don't like. Now this next clip, it's gonna be rough for some of you. It's gonna be rough. If you don't know this lady, Bomb Cherry Juice, she is not one to be trifled with. She will tell you is exactly that's on her mind. The nicest, probably one of the nicest people that you want to meet on YouTube until you cross her. She speaks her mind quite frankly, and believe me, this is one of these YouTube women that you do not want to get in your crawl. And you'll see why. Here we go.
Y'all really fucking let these women become the focus of attack, and it felt really fucked up because some of you men were supposed to be the ones to say no, and that's why y'all got a group of women who don't trust y'all asses. I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of you men, y'all lost like 1,000 whole motherfucking points. The women don't trust you, so and that's what you hear now. You hear now a group of women saying, "Bomb, these niggas ain't shit," because y'all.
See what I'm saying? Off the rip. And I just came, when I went into the stream, I was like, it's going to be, And she's right. Because I'll tell you why I know she's right, ladies and gentlemen. One of the very first streams that I went up on in my YouTube adventure, YouTube Streets adventure, I should say, there was a young lady that came up on the panel and somebody said something to her, and I said, hold up a second, my man, hold on, let me put the young lady to the side for a minute. And all of a sudden they came out the woodwork. I'm talking about BGS and his minions. Even so much so that I got up under their skin, but because I protected this woman, that BGS went back and made a stream about me. And he ain't never seen me in his life. Have never heard me speak in his life until that particular day. But he got so worked up about me defending this woman, not the words, but he got so offended, I should say, that he had to go back and make a stream about it. Another guy, the General. On one stream, he talking about how fucked up women are. And the next stream, he over there talking about this and that. And when I called him out on it, because in the stream, he was trying to give marital advice to him. How do you get good, sound advice from somebody that's been divorced 3 times when it comes to marriage? Only thing he can tell you is about what not to do. But he got upset about that, and they wanted to attack that because I said, no. Let it make sense. But that's the point. That's what this whole thing is about. It's the YouTube streets and the confusion that goes on. You are more subject and more quicker to be attacked by a grown ass so-called man than a woman in these YouTube streets. You are subject to be attacked for your opinion by a grown ass man than you are and a grown-ass woman in these YouTube streets. I am living proof of that. There's streams out there right now that I'd never met the General before. I'd never met BGS before. I'd never met Rude before. This nigga came up to me and said, excuse me, music, can I talk? Let me holler at you for a second. Me and Mello doing a little something. Nigga, please. If you and Mello doing something, what's she up here talking to me for? How you gonna lay claim to somebody you ain't even in the same city with, that you ain't even getting up out the same bed with? Now, if there's something behind the scenes, maybe you should tap me up behind the scenes and say, yo, bro, this chick that, I know she ain't acting like it, but me and her doing something. And when that would have been between me and you and Mello. Nobody else. But you made it a public event. James Keel, because I said something about Angry Man. This nigga came on another stream to talk about this dude. See what I'm saying? You are subject to get attacked by a grown man in these YouTube streets over your opinion than you are a woman talking about women. Well,
I'll kind of prove that y'all ain't shit.
These niggas ain't shit. And that motherfucking nigga Jerome ain't shit. Listen, I know Lexi can fight for herself, but nigga, leave her the fuck alone. You fucking weird ass nigga, you are not trolling. You fucking with her. And
see, that's what I'm saying right there. I don't know Jerome Whiteside from the Man on the Moon. I seen him in a few of my chats, and I seen him come to a few of the other chats. It's one of those guys that you see in the different YouTube streets that you're traveling down. But James Keel, Jerome Whitehead, if you ever get a chance to listen to the stream, let me give you some brotherly advice. Leave these fucking women alone, man. I remember the stream that they were first talking about this TMHC. And I asked them, well, what is the TMHC for? And one of the ladies told me, it might have been verbal. She told me, that ain't your business. Oh, excuse me. See that? And she's right. It wasn't my business. Because she said it was a woman's group only. Ain't my business. I didn't know nothing else about it. The next thing I hear about TMHC is they all fighting with Aunt T. And from fighting with Aunt T, they went over to Jerome Whiteside. Jerome Whiteside said that he was going to protect these women. Then he got the nerve to put up a post where it says that I'm Manosphere and I'm switching over because that's where the money at. The money is in the protection rig of the black girl. So damn what Taz and them is doing. This the route I'm going to go. And somebody called you out on it, Jerome. Instead of saying, yeah, but I'm a changed person. That was who I was back then. I made a mistake. I'm for real. It didn't happen that way. So let Mother Earth finish telling you about yourself, bro. I can't help you. Don't shoot the messenger, bro. Mm-mm.
And I'm not here to stand for that shit, period. Like, that shit is annoying as fuck. You already blocked TMHC from your channel. You killed your own motherfucking channel. Now you want to fuck with us. Go on somewhere with that bullshit. You said you ain't even want to be around us. So why the fuck is you here, nigga? Like, is that lace front on your beard too motherfucking tight or something?
And that's a good question, Jerome. If you don't want to be around these women, and you come into Bomb's chat or Bomb stream and you see the whole of THMC in there, why would you hang around? I'm just saying. If you know you don't get along with any of these women, why would you want to hang around them? I have my suspicions, but I won't say because it's not my business to say. But I think sooner or later, one of these women is smart enough to figure out exactly what's going on. And maybe it didn't come out in this stream, but eventually it will. So mark this time in your dating calendar. I'm just saying there's something bigger. It's something more than you want in the THMC, whatever that is. You want one of them women. And which one is it? Oh hell, I ain't got to wait. Which one of them you want, Jerome? Is it Let's See? Do you like her voice? Did you go to her, or did you go to her Facebook page, or did you go to her a YouTube page and you see that she's an attractive young woman? You know that she's single. You know that she has a raising a child by herself. All those are hallmarks of a woman that you might want to be that you was interested in, but you can't really come out and say it because you're part of the manosphere. And all the things that you've been preaching for God knows how long wouldn't be conducive to you wanting to date Let's See. But I think that's what it is. I think you have a general interest in her as a woman. And that's why you come around. Because no man comes to any place to take abuse hour after hour if there's not if he feels that there's no value in it for him. There must be value in somebody up in that chat room. I'm just saying.
I'm trying to understand. Did you not get enough when Woman Spirit drug your ass up here for filth? Like, these niggas, they like being in some shit. I'm convinced. Jerome like being in some shit. He don't got nobody else to go at it with over there in the manosphere or his old red pill buddies. Now he want to make us his target. I'm not here for it. And you gonna pick out the baby of the bunch too? I'm really not here for that.
And that thought the baby of the bunch. No, see, that's when the thing about it is, folks, that's another thing I realize about women. They always rally around the young and vulnerable. Well, I won't say that Let's See is vulnerable, but they always rally around her, especially when you niggas out there start fucking with her. And that's on any panel she go in. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, because they should be protecting the young sensitive against you damn vulnerable vultures out there. You know, again, if it seems to me that if it wasn't for the Cash App, a lot of you folks wouldn't be interested in these, wouldn't have the channels that you have if it not been for these women. Jerome, I remember coming into your stream a few times, and the majority of the folks in there was THMC or whatever that THMC, however those initials go. But that was the majority of people in your stream. That was the majority of people that you were shouting out. See, here's what I think. And correct me if I'm wrong. What you guys do, y'all go to a stream, you'll see a bunch of pretty women on there, or see a bunch of classy women over there, and you guys are getting brawls about them. One of you act like the protector, so one of you guys will go in there and say, you know, these some fucked up women and all that. One of you guys will see that, and you'll say, you know what, let me go in there and act like Captain Saberho, and all these women will love me, and they'll come on over to my channel. And then when the women don't do what you want, all of a sudden they bitches and hoes. They ain't shit. What I find hard to believe, Jerome, that you posted on your community chat that these women wasn't cash apping you enough. I found that a completely that like Mother Earth said, you killed your own channel, bro. Now you relegated to following these women around, hoping that they still keep you relevant till your channel comes back. And like she was saying, that you was after Taz, you was after the red pill guys, you was after the blue pill guys, and all of a sudden, I don't even see you no more. The whole manosphere was after you, remember? Come to find out, the only reason that you came back from the dark side was because Jessica X took your wrench and you got pissed. At least that's how it's reported to me. Man, don't get mad at me. Don't shoot the messenger. I couldn't make this stuff up. I don't know you like that. That's what these ladies is telling me. Get mad at Mother Earth. You know it's not nice to fool with Mother Nature. Dun, 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 dun. Come on in, Mother.
Shit.
So I got motherfucking time, nigga.
I know that's right. See, you know, I didn't know, like, I don't be knowing a lot of things. So when y'all tell me, but I do be knowing what I do see. And so I'm letting the men know, look, y'all, everything was cool. We was all cool. Everything was good. And am I wrong when I say that the way they cherry pick some certain things? Some people on the outside took some shit, and then instead of the men who knew better, they kind of rock with it.
That's exactly what happened. Like, and the one of the dumbest niggas on this fucking platform started that shit, and these niggas Reg, the dumb guy, that dude is remedial as fuck. He can't even pronounce most of the words that he uses correctly. I know I can fuck up some words sometimes, but that nigga right there, you know he can't read past the fucking. He not smarter than the fifth grader.
I know
He's not. And he started that whole TMHC is the man haters, but we weren't man haters when we were supporting his channel. Some of us even had what do they call it? Not subscriptions, but memberships to his channel. None of us were man haters then. As soon as we put on TMHC on the back of our shit, now we man haters, and all these stupid ass niggas ran with that shit. Like, right. If you want to be dusty, just go be dusty, but don't be trying to project that shit onto other people. Don't be trying to project that shit onto Let's See, because she ain't do a motherfucking thing to your ass, but be there for your motherfucking ass, and still be protecting your motherfucking ass when people be talking about you twerking and you a bitch and you a weird nigga and all that other type of shit. Like, that shit is crazy to me. And that's why I said what I said. Like, he was one of them dudes that got mad because we weren't windmilling for him when he was trying to go at Taz and Bayou Bunny and other female content creators. Like, nigga, get the entire fuck out of here. Stand on your own shit. Stand 10 toes down on your motherfucking own. And stop trying to blame shit on everybody else.
Because, you know what I think it is? They might see me going for somebody. Most of the time, y'all don't be knowing who I'm going for, right? Y'all agree with that? You agree that you don't be knowing who I'm going, because they act like we in the back, and I'm telling y'all who I'm gonna go for. No, whoever I'm going for, I go for, and I don't expect nobody to windmill for me. I don't be caring if y'all with me or not with me. It's not about that. And then I just do what I do, and that's what it gotta be. But if some people are expecting that once they go for somebody, that they're going to have a line of people around them saving them, that's where I get fucked up. You see? So I go for whoever I'm going to go for, when I want to go for them, how I want to go for them. That's how it's always been. And then sometimes y'all may come around and y'all may say, oh, why fussing at so-and-so? Like yesterday, you was like, that was my first time even meeting that guy. You came up yesterday like, why you up in here? And you was like, you called him Titty this. Apparently you already knew who he was. Mm-hmm. Y'all know more about him than I do. So y'all didn't come to me to go after him. I didn't come to y'all to let you know I'm going after him. I just do what I do.
Right. And I be literally, you fire up a stream, I'll be like, all right, who we dragging today? Because if I know something about it, then I'm gonna give my opinion. If I don't, I'm gonna listen in and then weigh in after I get the information. It is what it is. So yeah, that's all it is. It's as simple as that. They make it complicated when they want other people to fight for them or with them. That's not how it works. And then you get mad when you see other people in other chats. Dude, you be everywhere. And just because you're not in the chat, a lot of these niggas be in the clouds being weird as shit.
Oh, man. I was wondering why they haven't seen Jerome, because I haven't seen y'all over there, but I didn't know that he blocked you. But y'all, I knew.
Yeah, Jerome said he had to separate himself from us, and we were messing up his channel, and so he blocked all of us. It was like, okay, taking people's wrench. I'm not fucked up over that. I don't think anybody is really fucked up over that. You run your channel how you run it. But the people who were supporting you, you blocked them. The other people who came in the chat and saw that TMH.
Can somebody once and for all tell me the importance of a wrench? Only difference that I see in having a wrench and not having a wrench is you're not able to put things down inside the chat room, post like links and stuff like that. Hell, just go in and say what you got to say. If you need a link, get up on the panel. But I don't understand that. What's so important? What's it? Is there a certain amount of prestige that comes with having a wrench on somebody's channel? Somebody explain that to me. Thank you. Yeah. I'm gonna get on back to this.
See, and a lot of the other ladies weren't there. They saw that for themselves. They were asking, "Where are the other ladies?" Oh, we can't type a period in the damn chat because this nigga, I don't know what it was. I really don't.
See, that's that angry man shit. What it is if you there's a setting that you're able to use, folks, that if someone does not join your channel, i.e. with a $5 donation, $2 donation, whatever you decide to make the join amount about, even if it's $1.99, you're still literally paying that person to type into your chat room. Now, at any time, he can go and revoke that privilege. In order for you to start chatting again, you have to pay an additional fee to become a member again. It's exactly what these guys do. These penny pinching YouTube hustlers. That's what they are, folks. They find every way they possibly can to charge you or to get some money up out your wallet. Not accusing Jerome Whiteside tonight because I wasn't there. I don't know. I'm only going by what they said, but I know for a fact if you go into Angry Man's chat room, you cannot type in that chat room without being a member. And membership comes with a price, and you have to pay it every month.
Really don't. But all you got to do is tell me one time you don't want to fuck with me like that, and I will accept
I'm gone.
it. Like they say that women can't take rejection. No, it's really these niggas that have a hard time.
I know that's right.
So,
and wonder why they say that, because I'm going to revert back a little bit, Jerome, since it seems to be still on you right about now. So I think what Mother Earth is saying in this particular case is they don't go looking for you, but you're there talking to them. So it's like hard to break up with you. You blocked us out of you to block THMC out of your chat room, but now here you over here wanting to talk to us. How much sense does that make? I guess that's what she's trying to say, and I'm with her on that. How much sense does that make? You go block somebody, but then you go to the very place where they're at. How much sense does that make? Not a damn bit, if you ask me.
If I get blocked, and I was like, what happened? Let me go check and see if he's, who said what to whom. I gotta clear this up before, cause it will run. Man, that bullshit that happened last time, that was some fuck shit. Cause I I noticed that the men started going in. The older men was like, I knew it was gonna happen. They was like, all proud. I was just waiting. I know it was gonna happen. And like, I'm like, dude, you just too old. What's going on? You know, right now. And then I saw the women coming in, and they were like, yeah, these bitches. Like she could barely say her name, Dinah White, right? Yeah, these bitches ain't no good. They ruined Bomb's channel. Like, God,
I know she ain't talking. Listen.
And that old nigga, the so-called therapist, okay, his ass. Remember, I signed on to YouTube one morning, and I saw my name in a motherfucking title. How the women that just had my channel deleted.
Right, talking about something, I'm having a reaction to it. Nigga, please, first of all, please go see a dermatologist. You such a high value fucking man. Go get your skin checked out, nigga, because there's no reason that you should look like you got fucking vitiligo, but you don't. For one. Two, while he worried about TMHC and Bomb Cherry, he need to worry about the professional sector that's on his motherfucking ass. They done reported this nigga for having hate speech, got him kicked off of online therapy websites where you can do like online sessions. That nigga is losing money being a fucking retard online.
Ain't that some shit? Because you'd rather sit up in chat rooms and beef with motherfuckers, you losing money. That's basically what these women are saying. Here's two examples of what I've been talking about all night of these women. This is what they think about you, and these are why they think this way about us, fellas. Again, no disrespect to these gentlemen that they're talking about, but I didn't report any of this. I didn't go out and form an opinion about Jerome Whiteside. I didn't go out and form an opinion about Angry Man. I only report on what you guys say, and that's exactly what these women are using against you. So you wonder why they find it so find it so easy to disparage us online, because you guys give them the ammunition. You guys give them the power that they need to take you down. Kevin Samuels, remember the glitch? Now here it is. It come to Grinch, come to talking about all this time. He talking about Strags and you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that with the GMT, the Grandmaster Troll. What did he say? The Grinch has two illegitimates. After how many years of preaching along with Angry Man about the Strags and the unwed single mothers? I don't get it. Ladies?
He's losing money and still not learning. This nigga's wife left him, moved to Florida to live her best life because he's a miserable piece of shit. Oh, I got the tea on the fake therapist.
That might be why. Maybe that's why he started going against the women. Because at one time he was going against the manosphere, you know.
Yeah, Mom, you're usually right. Usually these men that turn on you women are usually the product of they just broke up with somebody. They ain't got over it yet. They see that whatever that black woman did to them is a direct reflect on all black women. All of y'all bitches like this. All of y'all bitches like that. Fuck all of y'all black bitches. This is what this one black bitch did to me, so all of y'all bitches gotta be. That's what they say. I don't say that. Sorry. I'm just repeating it. Gotta report the news as it is sometimes. Sometimes you can't sugarcoat what these fellas be saying about you out here, because I hear it. I see it. This guy sent me a stream the other day, and I fortunately, I should say, fortunately, I was not able to attend the stream, because if I would have probably been there a good minute and a half. These folks were talking about artificially creating wives. fembots and shit like that. They act like that shit don't cost money. They act like they just can go out and just find. Never mind. That's a whole different stream, folks. I shouldn't even brought that up. Now, shit. Come here, ladies.
Which shocked me because they would announce another man the winner in the debate, and he would just take that. I'm like, you. Why would you go debate with these fools who go automatically give you the loser? But then when y'all came around, I started noticing he was going against women, and I was like, wait a minute, just not the dude who I know. Remember, I was very respectful towards him. Mm-hmm. He did a switch I did not know. Maybe you think it's because of going through what he going through with his wife. Maybe that's why he.
No, I think he was always like that, especially finding out that he's like a big Umar Johnson.
Again, see, that's why I got to use these ladies sometime, because they say the real. It's hard to hide yourself, folks. It's hard to hide who you are, regardless of whether you're sitting in front of the camera or whether you're using an avatar. It's hard to hide who you are. I see a lot of these guys that come up on Bomb's channel and come up in Bomb's chat. And we're going to bring an example of it out later on. That you go over to another stream and you go listen to them, and they up in there talking about this, talking about how fucked up women are, how fucked up black women are, and then come back to another woman's stream and talk about, I understand why y'all women are the way y'all are. These niggas ain't shit. No, nigga, you ain't shit. But I digress. I'm gonna try not to interrupt y'all no more, but it's hard.
Say it like that. You know how you say they got the balls in their jaws? That nigga got Umar's balls down his motherfucking esophagus. And they real good at making some shit up. And that's why I'm like, you're not about to make no shit up. Like, you can think that in your head. That can be.
Wait, let me make up a word. I made it up a couple of weeks ago. Shamalama do damn. That's a new word. I just made it up. I just thought I'd throw that in since,
your reality to you. Mm-hmm. But and to all the other weird niggas that's over there, oh Jerome, I told you they was gonna turn on you, these TMHC hoes and all this type of shit. If you wanna run with that, then be bold with it. Don't be trying to be sneaky with it. Cause that's just what's gonna piss me off even more.
No, that's right.
Because it's not that you don't want to fuck with people no more. It's you being fake about it. That whole saying pissing and saying that it's rain. Like, right. People are very perceptive. People can pick up on things.
Right. The saying goes, if I don't see you for the rain, piss on you. Same thing. That's what I mean. Think about it. If I don't see you before the rain, piss on you. That's one of the most vile things that you could do to somebody, is piss on them, in my opinion. And some people think that's a compliment, though. If I don't see you before the rain, piss on you.
So you saying one thing and doing another. It's not adding up. That's really going to agitate me, and I'm going to drag the fuck out of you.
Let me put my mic off so I get drugged here.
She got a whole platform to do it on. Listen.
See what I mean?
Man, it's crazy. Yeah, because if he blocked y'all, if he did the blocking, then it's not that y'all turned on him. It's really that he turned on y'all.
Oh, you know what? Let me tell you where this is what really happened. I just remembered. So our good sis Zio did a stream basically talking about dudes pandering to black women and the women that they claimed. She said one thing that Jerome was doing, which he was on his angry man shit, talking about hit the Cash App, I must cut this stream off if y'all don't send me no donations. Okay, first of all, dude, you want people to organically support you. You want them to genuinely want to be in your space because of the content. Not, oh, we got to come here and cash this nigga out if we want to hear the content. First of all, the content, you need a lot of work, okay? You want black women to be over there, but you're begging them for money. Sir, you're a man. you're supposed to be standing on that, not having your cup open, doing a fucking soft shoe dance, waiting for these niggas is not cashing you out. So why do you expect the women who are over here to do that for you? It just wasn't adding up. Okay. And it was annoying. Like, have you ever been in the stream where somebody was doing that, Bomb? They reading their content, or they're, giving their commentary or whatever, and I need another Cash App or I'm gonna shut this down. Send me my Cash App. Send me my Cash App. Like, nigga, that's a turn off if I'm listening to your content just to listen to you. Right. Let that be that person's decision that they were a cheerful giver and decided to donate to you.
Well, some people's jobs is here. They don't got no, they ain't got no
shit.
Good afternoon, ladies.
Hey, Taylor.
Yeah, you ain't got no motherfucking job. They ain't got no 401k. They ain't got no retirement plan. They ain't got no motherfucking medical and shit. So that's why they come over here begging, panhandling. That's what they do.
And so all we did was call that out. It's like, if you want Black women to genuinely support you, don't be begging them for nothing. Or just like you was pointing out the other day.
I gotta say it.
He was like, I don't announce when people send me a Cash App or a donation or something, because I don't want other people to feel like that's protocol over here. They have to do that just to be over here and enjoy the space, enjoy the content, enjoy the stream, the roasting, the gagging, whatever the fuck it is we're doing over here.
I have a serious question for Jerome Rome though. Rome, if Jessica did not take your wrench, would you still be over there in the manosphere?
And so that after we did that stream talking about dudes pandering to Black women specifically, he was real mad about that.
Okay. Yeah, I've been dating. Yeah. And I've been pimping all over the world.
Damn.
Kira, where you at? You dating?
I'm 50-50 on it.
Oh, okay. You remind me of my niece. You cute. Okay, so you almost like, I don't give a shit, Mom. If it happen, it happen. If it don't.
Yeah, pretty much. It's 100%. If it happen, it happen. If it don't, it don't. I'm peaceful and just good all by myself, really. But if it happens,
I know
it happens.
that's right, girl.
I know that's right. Nothing wrong with that.
I love me some me.
I know that's right.
I just can't help myself.
It be coming with a whole lot of men come with a whole lot of extra. They just do. I mean,
they do.
You gotta be in the mind frame and the.
Folks, let me pause this and try to microphone something. I'll be right back. Testing.
From the heel to the neck, get ready, be set. You already know what's next. Check the progress, check the progress, check the progress. Feeding off the success.
Alrighty, I think I got it fixed there, ladies and gentlemen, so let's get on back to what we were doing here. Here's part 2 of Bon Cherry's chat over there, along with her friends and cohorts. So let's get on back to it. Appreciate you hanging out there with me. Folks, sometimes if I lose my mic over there, I just gotta do what I do. I can't start this over. I'm too deep into it to start over. Too deep.
Queen of Cali TMHC says, pimp her out. She's in Cali. Man, she needs to contact Verbal right here because they're in the same area. Yeah, I don't know much about Cali men,
But if they anything like Red's the bad guy, I'm gonna say you might want to look for another girl.
Right, you might have to relocate.
Oh my God.
Queen said she's on Farmers Only, Plenty of Fish, Tinder, Christian Mingle, and Seeking Arrangements.
Oh,
I think
all the niggas is trash.
I think Farmers Only, that's a good one. I've never been there, but you haven't heard of Farmers Only? They have them commercials, and he's like,
is it a newer one?
No, it's been around for years.
There's Jack Caucasian men's on there.
Yeah, and them farm cowboy girls and
those
they like
corn-fed white boys
riding horses and
yeah,
stuff.
them corn-fed white boys
being on the farm and stuff like
that. Ain't that tragic, black fellas? That these black women are on a panel, no disrespect, and it is what it is, but these black women are on a panel talking about these dating apps, but the one that stands out to them the most is Farmers Only. Why? Because they know niggas ain't on them. That's why they talking about them. You heard what she said, big corn-fed white boys up on here. Whoever you like is whoever you like. If you want to go to Farmers Only and want to do your shopping over there, that's on you. But what I'm saying to you black fellas is it gotten to the point that what they even online they ain't checking for us. Even on the dating apps they ain't checking for us. Now, I'm not on any of them. I'm not me personally. But if I was to go on to one of those, I would have to say, folks, I would not go on Plenty of Fish. I would go on Farmers Only. If I was to try and go on and hook up on one of these dating apps, I would go on Farmers Only too. I know you folks ain't gonna go hang out in one of them camps. Not with all them big corn-fed white boys in there. But let's get back to it.
yeah, it's for like rural people.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Is Callie looking to be with a guy who's in the rural area?
I guess so. If she on Farmers Only.
Yeah.
Queen is trolling. She is trolling, like for real.
To be stuck somewhere on the bayou somewhere.
He ain't talking about nothing. It's probably a glare off of his nose ring. And, you know, he can't really see what he's typing and shit from the glare. But Queen, go ahead. I was just going to say, Queen, I heard David Johnson, the asshole, is out there in California. You could be lucky lady number 4. Said he has multiple wives that he can take care of.
He's a rich nigga and a pretty
dark skinned nigga. I've never heard anybody say that, but I'm like, not you internalizing colorism, but
what the fuck?
Trinity said she got a few pimps to sell.
Trinity be like, simps for sale, simps for sale. Yo, when Trinity was calling them niggas strags yesterday, that shit had me rolling.
And see, folks, a lot of brothers will hear this and they'll say, oh, that's just these women on these panels. They're just gossiping. They're just talking about niggas because they ain't got nothing else to do. No. They're not just talking about niggas because they ain't got nothing else to do. But because this is the what you guys project out there. I know for a fact that none of these women are talking about me. I don't have a problem with them talking like that because I know they're not talking about me. But you hear them throughout these streams calling folks out by name. Calling folks out by name to say that they ain't shit. Now you think about this. There's at least 4 women on this panel right now. At least 4 women on this panel that has that fucked up opinion. And if you go down in the, I think at some point in time there might have been as low as 31 in there, but as high as 60. Some people in the room at one time or the other. The majority of those folks in that room was women, and the males that were in there that were smart didn't say nothing. We just sat back and observed, because we know we got an unprecedented peek into the minds of women. We understand that. Real men, we understand that. I'm going on a fact-finding mission. I'm going to find out why these women act the way they do. Why these women say the things that they say. Why did they talk? And now I know. I come into these little spaces. I might speak from time to time on something that I heard them say, but for the most part, it's hey, how you doing? Respect the host. Hello to the chat, and then I'm sitting back and I'm just listening. If some of the conversation that I've heard some of you women say or have, has it sparked my interest? Damn sure has. Damn sure has. And some of the voices that I wonder what some of these women would be like to literally sit in front of and have a conversation with, just a random conversation about anything. Sure would. To be quite honest with you, I would love to sit and just have a conversation with Mom just about anything. To me, she's a pretty cool chick. I don't have no disrespect to that, but that's just my vernacular, Mom. I'm not calling you a chick, but to me, I would like to have conversation with you. It wouldn't be on a romantic keel, but you just seem like a chick that you can talk to about anything at any time about anything. Nothing bothers you. And there are some women that I've heard, and they're just based on the answers that I've heard them say and the things that I've heard them talking about. If I was in this market of searching for a woman online, I already know where to begin. There's some very intelligent women that's on this panel tonight and other panels that I've listened to that comes up to Bomb's channel. There's some very intelligent women that I deal with in the YouTube streets, and I think they knew who they are. I'm going to call a few of them out. Char Willie, Classic Ruby. Very intelligent women. Very, very, very articulate women. There's nothing romantic about them. I just like talking to them because they talk. They give you feedback. They stimulate your brain. That's what you want. They make you think. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being intellectually attracted to someone and not be romantically attracted to someone. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And you dudes don't know the difference. You don't know the difference. Y'all take things too personal. If a woman tells you I'm not interested in you like that, or she tells you I'm married or this or that, all of a sudden next thing you know you are doxing her. You're trying to make it seem bad because there's a woman that comes into the black spaces that's married to a white man. So what? That means she shouldn't have an opinion about black culture because she's married to a white man? Or vice versa. Or if a black man is married to an Asian, that means he has no idea of black culture. Or if a black man is married to a white woman, that means he has no idea. That means he left his culture behind. You folks can see what I'm getting at. The things that the petty arguments that you as males present to these women are why they speak the way they speak to you men out here in these YouTube streets. And here's only a small example. This is only a small micro amount of the women that speak to you about you dudes the way they do. I couldn't go. There's no way. I guarantee it. If I started at 8 o'clock in the morning and just went to stream, I could get a 60-minute stream and just only record 1 minute from one stream of how black men act in these spaces, as they call it. How black men attack women in these spaces. How black men think that they can use the purse of the black woman to get ahead. And as soon as they can't, then all of a sudden she's a scrag, she's a hoe, she's a bitch.
Damn, I missed it, man. Oh my goodness. That's because we was over here acting up.
Y'all see Callie's email? She said, email me at she's hella thirsty 22.
She's hella thirsty.
Oh, man.
I don't think that's your email, but I can think of some ladies on this platform that's definitely their email.
See, you hoes don't know what it takes to be a wife. And that's why you hoes is over here on Plenty of Fish. You hoes couldn't get a man fresh out of jail that works at the lunch meat department.
Not a man like me anyway. Bloop, bloop. Not a man like me. Bloop, bloop.
You hoes couldn't get a nigga like Bloop Bloop. You wish you had a Bloop Bloop.
No one says it like bomb. Bloop bloop. But anyway, I think I know again who they're talking about. But again, now that they brought it up, I don't understand how some of you women fall under the spell of that, of thinking that you can't to get a man out of jail is such a fucking prize. A lot of these guys over there, dare I say it, are not who they appear to be. More and more and more every day, folks. The more you learn about the manosphere, you see how many, dare I say it, shorty snatchers are in that particular group. And y'all know what I mean by shorty snatchers. That maybe that's what they were in jail for. I don't know. But bloop bloop. Come on now, ladies. If that's your ultimate goal in life, to marry a man that's been in jail or that's about to get out of jail, and that's what you holding your streams about, you don't want much.
And that's why you're over here mad. You hoes is jealous. Okay, hold up, y'all. Let me see what this dude is talking about. Okay, so Walter Mack says something that's just stupid as fuck, right? First of all, let me read it though. He says, men usually are, wait, no, he said one before that. Where is that? He said the emotional part is what a lot of men don't want to deal with. So what is an emotion? Walter Mack, apparently you don't even know what emotions are.
Yeah, because the last time I checked, being content was an emotion.
So you need to read the next comment. You need to read the next absurd comment.
That's what I'm getting to. Yeah. And then he said men usually are consistently one way emotionally. So it's baffling when dealing with a woman who goes through several changes when men are constant with their attitudes. Are you serious, dude?
Up here.
I know. I need to come outside on the read because it's like talking to babies.
First of all, toddlers.
Not children, babies.
Little babies.
Babies. I was
not even toddlers, huh? Not even toddlers.
Yeah, children. The toddlers.
Infants.
Toddlers, at least. Toddlers, they will try to understand some shit, and even if they can't get it, you understand that they just trying. These niggas, like she said,
because there's emotional. We understand everything Mickey's saying.
There is emotional niggas all over the place.
They'll
walk you to the abortion.
That's just a dumb comment.
So you gonna kill my baby?
That's a dumb comment.
So basically, he's saying that men are always.
You see what I mean, fellas? If you pay attention, you know exactly what these women are talking about. Because you have heard that before. You have seen these, you know guys like that. They'll say, you gonna kill my baby, but yet you steady walking there, you steady driving her to the abortion clinic. If you were that upset about it, hey, you gonna get an abortion. I'm not taking you. I'm not gonna be a part of it. You see what I'm saying? But see, again, it's an unprecedented view of what we have in the thoughts and the minds of what women think about. It's on full display here, and if you're one of those guys who can't realize that, who can't capture that, and who don't understand that, then you're one of those guys that's always going to be up on those panels or down in those chat rooms trying to convince these women how dumb they are. You're going to be one of those guys that eventually they're going to call one of these women here are going to call you out by name. Because one thing I do know about these YouTube streets, dumbness gets around quick. Stupidity gets around quick. Ain't shitness gets around quick in the YouTube streets. That's for sure. Chaos gets around quick in the YouTube streets. That's for sure.
Happy. Men are always content. They never get bored. They never get upset. They never get anxious. They never get sad. They're just one way all of the time because
They never get upset,
and women
They
are
never-
emotional.
Yeah, they never get upset.
That's a lie.
Like,
Like, are you?
they don't-
We can.
Before I go any further, folks, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pause this. I'm not going to pause it. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to allow you to listen to these women for the rest of this little stream right here. I just want you to pay attention to them. For you fellas that's out there, pay attention to what these women are saying. You might learn something. You really might, because I know you'll see what I'm saying. You'll see. Pay attention. Pay attention to the subtle nuances. They're not bitching. They're telling. There's a difference. They're not bitching at you. They're telling you what you're doing wrong. And it's up to you whether you're going to catch the message or not. Listen.
We can literally click on any man's channel right now and see that nigga go through at least like 5 different emotions. Right.
Exactly. I submit to the panel. I submit to the panel that men are way more emotional than women. I submit that to the panel today.
Yeah.
That is my new
I
thesis.
agree.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Emotional as hell.
They're not
It's
emotionally
absurd.
intelligent,
Like,
though.
you niggas are the ones that will shoot somebody for stepping on your motherfucking shoe. If that's not getting emotional, I don't know what the fuck is.
Or when they tell you no. Like, seriously?
So they
Or when you
all-
ask them to call you a woman because you literally are a woman, and then they go on a whole entire crybaby fest about it for 2 days.
So they're not emotionally intelligent because they don't understand any of this. He don't understand what he wrote. He don't understand what we're saying right now. But they definitely are very emotional. Y'all get upset, y'all get jealous, y'all get mad, y'all get angry. Like, y'all do know these are emotions.
And you know what? Suicide amongst black men is like the top 3 leading cause of death. So
Yep.
when we talk about mental health and emotional intelligence, y'all have it. You just choose not to tap into it and explore yourself and know yourself and self-reflect and be healthy emotionally. And that's why you have way more higher chances of having health issues and mental health issues, because you're literally killing yourself on the inside by telling yourself that you're not emotional and you don't have emotions, or you experience emotions way less than women do.
These are the
part.
so black
These are-
women being murdered every 5.5 hours wasn't some nigga being emotional?
That part.
I'm just gonna say these are the same dudes that will walk you to an abortion clinic and be like, "So you go kill my baby? You go kill my baby?" Like what? Y'all could never make
yes. Let me
yes,
point
yes.
out something. Let me point out something also. We wasn't doing this what we doing now, right? We wasn't dragging men. We wasn't doing this. But a man comes over and starts this shit, and here we are. And then what they'll do is say, "Look at them over there. They over there talking about men." But it was a man who started this shit. That's all I wanted to just point that out. That's
It
all.
always be like that. It's been
Yeah.
like that from the beginning when these niggas lost their mind and went on this whole entire smear campaign across YouTube on these women. You know, it's just always like that. That's what I'm saying. They cherry pick the conversation. They completely ignore what came before it, what came in the middle.
Mhm.
All they amplify is what you said, and that's because you're a woman and you don't get to say anything. You're supposed to just let them talk all kinds of shit to you, be abusive to you, and you're supposed to just be like, whatever you like.
Right. And look what he said. He brings up somebody named Antonio Brown. Nobody give a shit about. Had a blow up on the sideline, which means he was emotional. I thought you said y'all only have one emotion. And then he said the world wasn't surprised. The world not surprised. And if anybody has an emotion, only you niggas have an issue with emotions.
What is with this thing of them saying with emotions though, Bomb? They're literally acting like they're the most stoic race that has been placed upon this earth, that there isn't niggardry and everything else coming out of this area. It's like, come on now.
Not niggardry.
It is.
But I think one of the parts, Kaz, is because that's one of the ways that they use to justify just being pieces of crap, because we shouldn't deal with women because they're so emotional, and you just never know what she's gonna do based off of her emotions. And that's why 80% of women file for divorce, because they're just so emotional. So just stay away from these women and we can suck each other's dicks. I think that's what it is.
But that's it's a farce, because if you think about it, any well-adjusted individual will have a plethora of emotions throughout their lifetime. You are not always stagnantly happy, or you are not always angry. On general, if you are well-rounded.
Right. If you are, it's something wrong.
Yeah, when I think about some of this stuff, I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? And if that was the case, let's just pretend that men were always stoic, they were quiet, the strong silent type. They're doing what they need to do, and women are just crazy and all of this. Then why is the world the way that it is right now, specifically with men killing themselves at higher rates? Why is it that you have so many men in jail for, oh, you stepped on my sneakers, nigga, here we go, I'ma shoot you. Oh, you messing with my baby moms, nigga. Oh, here you go, I'ma shoot you. Oh, you sat there and you talk shit about me and my crew. Oh, I'ma shoot you.
Here you go, I'ma shoot you.
If y'all don't stop with that nigga accent.
and the whole, here we go, I'ma shoot you.
I mean, right. And wait, and they like to act like they just snap because they're just always stoic. Oh, if he did that, no, he didn't just snap. You all neglect your mental health at a high rate.
Exactly. One of these days, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to bring my partner up here who had to do his whole thesis on men and their emotions, specifically of a certain age demographic, aka our old. And I know it'll piss them off because, people hate to say that. The white man's cold, ice is colder, the white man this. Well, there is a white man that can explain this to you if you don't understand, and I have one at home, so I'm willing to share him. Child, they want to say that, but they love drinking the white man's water. They love his ice cold water and his ice cold ice.
Because the ice is fucking colder. That's why.
And perhaps it is. I don't know. Perhaps it is. They don't listen to him because they don't listen to us when we're saying it.
Zio did a stream on that. It was perfect. She titled it, "You all don't dislike white men. You want to be them. You want to be just like them." And at first I was thinking, and I'm like, "Ooh, damn, that's cold." And it's kind of like the truth. I'm starting to see it. When
Cynthia been saying that for years. She's been saying that for quite some time. These niggas want to be white men.
I've heard Cynthia say that they love whatever comes from the white man's nuts.
Because they want to be white. That's what she says. Because they want to be the white man. Top daddy in the patriarchy. That's all it is. That's all it is. They want that. They want that power. They want to be able to command women to do whatever they want. They want to write laws. They want to set precedent. But I mean, you have to do that with education. You have to do that with work. And let's be honest, some guys, they're just not going to do that. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And there's nothing else I need to add to that. That's right. That's right, for better or worse, whether you like it or not. Those are the opinions of 4 black women. And it seems to me, if you really listen to these women, these are not undereducated women. These are not women who just that we can consider, as you say, bottom of the barrel, bottom of the bowl, rust stain type women. Okay, and just like a young lady said, because a white man will tell you something, you won't heed to that advice because I can't follow behind what the white man. But I guarantee, if that white man came and told you you needed some blood to save your damn life, you would. There's not too much I can add to that last little segment of what those women were talking about, because they were absolutely on cue. Mental health runs rampant in the black community, especially amongst black men, because we feel that we should not, we shouldn't be emotional, but we are emotional creatures. I know I am. I know my emotions make me go in whatever direction that's going that day. If I'm mad, I'm mad. If I'm excited, I'm excited. If I'm happy, I'm happy. If I'm sad, I'm sad. But I know there's a certain balance that you have to have. You cannot be stoic at all times. You cannot be, how do you say, standoffish all the time. You cannot be not be afraid to engage from time to time, or in some cases disengage. And that's what a lot of you men need to do. Disengage yourself from these false prophets here on YouTube that are telling you that you don't need women. More specifically, in our communities, telling you that you don't need black women. And black women are the cornerstone of who we are. They're the essence of what we are. If we want to believe that black men are these kings, and that we want to believe that the Creator pulled a rib from our side and created a woman, if we believe that the first man on this earth was a black man, we got to say that the first woman on this earth was a black woman. And that should be enough reverence right there to hold them in higher esteem than we do. Now, am I going to say, have I gotten along with every black woman that I've ever encountered? Hell no. And if I didn't get along with them, guess what? I just didn't fuck with them. Have I ran into a woman that I've had a disagreement with? Of course. But it didn't turn into a shout match. It didn't turn into, bitch, you crazy. Especially for a woman I don't know. Let me see if I can get this to play here, folks. And again, this is another one that I was talking about. Let me see here. Let me see if it'll play. Yep. Listen to this. This is from another one of these male-dominated streams. Listen.
Oh, that's it. Hey, did he leave?
Yeah, I don't know if he fell off or whatever, but at the end of the day, man, look, do me a favor. Like and share the stream. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the Cash App. The phone's on the other side of the room. I got to go get the phone. We had a couple of people hit us up. If you can, man, bless the channel. We're trying to bring you good game. We're trying to bring you good conversation. Bless the Cash App. Dennis, hit the. You never do it. I've been trying to tell you, when I can mod you, you got to hit the chat. You don't do that. You don't. When you come on, you don't hit the chat.
Man, fuck out of here, Platinum. I hit the chat like 3 times the last time.
Hit it again. Hit it again. You can't hit the chat while you're on the live.
Yeah, I can. Watch. I'm about to do it.
And Dennis finna send me a $50 holler. If you guys want a wrench, you send 50, I wrench you up. Now, if you lose your wrench because you're ignorant.
Again, what is it about this wrench that somebody would tell you to send $50 of your hard-earned money to? Just to be able to chat, just to be able to type into their chat room, or to have, instead of having a dark gray or black bold type when you type in there, it's blue. That's the only difference that I see, that you're able to put links down into that particular chat room, or you're able to time somebody out. Is that about it? Is that what you want to pay somebody $50 for, so you can silence somebody that don't agree with the guy that's up holding the stream? What is a wrench for? $50. I guess that's the going price. Well, folks, anybody who wants to, when you come into my platform, and if you're coming over to my listening lounge at the radio station, or if you happen to catch me at a YouTube stream, if you want a wrench on my channel, just let me know. I'll figure out a way to wrench you up. I don't know. I'm not gonna charge you $50. If you want to post a link down in my chat room, and if it requires you having a wrench to do so, by all means, let me know. Ain't gonna cost you $50. I ain't gonna holler. I'm not gonna tell you, hey, listen, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop giving out. I'm gonna stop talking if you guys don't bless me with the cash apps. But this is one of those young ladies we're talking about earlier. You can't argue with facts.
Then you're gonna lose your wrench, you know. But I would keep the wrench by, just behaving. Just behave yourself. Oh, here we go. Now, should I wrench up Dennis? Hold up. Do me a favor. Who I got in here? Tracy. About the way he was treated by his mom. A lot of black women didn't like that. And look, that's just the truth. You women cannot make your sons your husbands. You got to stop that. Except you don't have a man. What's wrong with that? But see, the sisterhood don't want to do that. The sisterhood want to try to reinvent the wheel. Tell these women to make your son a man. He ain't a man. And he's not the man of the house till he becomes a man. He's not a man.
Again, folks, I will guarantee you, if you go into this stream of Bomb Cherries that I was in, that I recorded these snippets from, at no time will you hear any of these women saying that they want their sons to be their man. If anything, you hear them saying, I want my sons to be a good man. I don't want my sons to act like these niggas. I teach my sons better. I don't teach my sons to go around shitting on women just cause. I don't teach my sons if they got a stream to say, hit the cash app or I won't give you no more information. I have never heard near a woman on any stream say that I want my son to be my man. And again, it's a matter of semantics. Just because you say, hey, what's up, little man, that don't mean that's just it's like a nickname in the community, folks. Hey, what's up with your little man? That's not being disrespectful when a woman says that. She's not trying to replace a man with her child. Now, there's some niggas out there that do have that Oedipus complex that want their woman to be their mama or vice versa. There's men out there that do that. Now, it brings up the Jim Jones situation. A lot of folks in the manosphere said they didn't find anything wrong with that. They would much rather their mother teach them the wares of what's going on than some strange strike. What the fuck? I wish my mama would have opened up her mouth to kiss me. Shit. What the hell wrong with you? I'm going to tell daddy right now. Something ain't right. Mama, you can't teach me to...
Don't put those type of responsibilities on a child. You shouldn't do that. That's terrible, man. Look, do me a favor, man. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Like, share, subscribe. What we were talking about is unwanted women. For lack of a better word, we got women out here that's 50 years old, over the hill, unwanted, Hail Berry, over the hill.
Now, I don't give a damn what any of these niggas in the manosphere would say. If Halle Berry or Mary J. Blige came up on one of those panels and say, I want to take one of you guys out, and whoever can answer the trivia question right wins the prize, or whoever cash app me the most money in the next 5 minutes wins the prize, how many of them niggas we cash apping and be trying to answer a question? What's the question? They act like Halle Berry and Mary J. Blige are the worst goddamn 50-year-olds out there. Listen, I wouldn't kick either one of these women out the bed for eating crackers. No goddamn way. You can't say that these women ain't got no money. You can't say that these women ain't entrepreneurs. You can't say that these women are strags or all the other things that they try to pin on women, other than the fact that they say that they're over 50 and rich. Like, that's a problem. Look at the headline: divorced, over 50 and rich. And then in the green box they got, can't keep a husband. Well, isn't that what you niggas talk about? Isn't that what you niggas talking about? Yep. You'll see what I mean.
Unwanted slaw. Mary J. Blige. Unwanted slaw. Mary J. Blige needs to sit down, putting on the knee pads, trying to dance and sing. Don't nobody want to see you. You 50 years old. Who the fuck want to see her 50 years old trying to fucking thought it up? Nobody want to see no 50-year-old thought. You got Hail Berry, you over the hill. Niggas ain't feeling you. They ain't.
How is Mary J. Blige or Halle Berry that hoe over there? These are famous women, regardless of their lifestyle outside of the entertainment industry. These are famous women. Halle Berry is known all over the world. Mary J. Blige is known all over the world. She's not known for her relationships. Halle Berry is not known for her relationships. Halle Berry's not known for her husband. Mary J. Blige is not known for her boyfriends or her husbands. Because usually when we hear about Halle Berry's husband, boyfriend, or whether it's usually after the relationship is over and done with, then they talk about it. Mary J. Blige was married to a guy for how long? Then he decided he didn't want to be with her no more because she had reached the, I guess what, reached she hit the wall. But guess what? Mary J. Blige got to pay this nigga. I guess what goes around comes around. You know, maybe she should have signed that prenup. Nigga, you get what you came with.
Fucking with you. You paying $16,000 to your baby daddy. Mary, you paying $30,000 to your ex who you kept putting hands on. You don't know how to treat a man. That's why you ain't got no man. You don't know how to treat a man.
Oh shit, they do both pay their husbands and baby dads.
Yeah. And Mary, you don't know how to treat a man. Learn how to treat a man. Learn how to respect a man. When you respect a man, you'll have one. Until then, you ain't got no man.
And until you respect a woman, you won't have one. You ain't got no goddamn woman. Until you learn how to respect one.
If you think the money worth it, go to bed with the money. Fuck out of here.
Mary look good for her age, but she probably a biatch. She probably talk crazy.
Yeah, she like to fight all the time. Don't nobody want to fuck on no bitch like that, man.
Halle Berry too.
Man, don't nobody motherfucker want to come home from work and got to fight with a bitch, man. You got kids. They young kids. You got to go up. The bitch go upside your head. You go upside in front of the fucking kids. In front of the kids. Kids calling the fucking police.
That only happens to women. Only women do that, right? There's no such thing as a woman having to lock herself or tell the child to go and call the police because the daddy is whooping the shit out of me. That don't happen. Only rich women over 50 do shit like that. Well, we know that's a lie. We know that's a lie.
The goddamn kids calling kids running off with the phone to the bathroom, calling the goddamn police on your wife or the husband. Who the fuck want to grow up like that?
Hey, Plaque, this lady down the street from you, right? She be whooping her husband ass, though. That shit's not funny, man.
And if that was the case, my brother, if you saw a man being beaten by his wife, and you know it's domestic abuse, why don't you report it? I thought the manosphere was there to help brothers out of bad situations. So you mean to tell me you have a neighbor that you know that's being abused and you don't do anything about it? Why? Because he's a man? I tell you, these folks tell on themselves, folks. That's all you got to do is let them talk, and they tell on themselves.
It's not funny, but I told old head, I seen him come up the street. I'm like, OG, man, you gotta get up out of that, man. She a big girl too, bro. Like, she a big girl. She probably like my height, like 6'1", and she probably weigh like 300 pounds. And she be whooping his ass. I'll be like, come on, OG. Come on, OG. And he got a son. And the young boy, like, you know, he just be outside all day roaming around. I'll be like, young boy, I bought him a ball. Like, oh, young boy, they go a ball. But you could tell, like, she be in there causing chaos. Like, that should be crazy. And
That's,
she got
that's that Lizzo shit. That's that Lizzo shit. Big bitch try to put hands on you. No, the big bitch, you go into the mansion talking about she got a bag or whatever. She a big bitch or whatever, but I'm gonna fuck on her because I know I'm gonna get some money on her. But then next you know, she going upside your head. She going upside your fucking head. So you losing, bro.
I thought she was gonna go outside my head one day because I'm backing out my driveway and like it's a bush right there and I ain't see her big ass. Like,
did you hear what my man said? A Platinum Elite said, if she a big bitch, you fuck on her just cause she got something, you can get some money out of her. You the damn fool. What do you expect? Only reason you with this woman is to get her money from her. So the quality of sex is not going to be worth a damn anyway. It's probably 5 minutes. You're only doing it because you have to, not because you want to. You're only doing it to keep that money rolling in. You're only doing it so that you'll have a place to stay. And you expect a woman to be happy. Come on, man. You guys tell on yourself, bro. You tell what kind of people you really are. Y'all tell women how shallow you really are. You can't get away from who you are no matter how hard you try, no matter whether you are behind an avatar or not, whether you're typing it or whether you're talking it. You cannot get away from who you are. Internet or in the real world.
Hey.
Black men who grew up with a single parent mom, it's okay. It's alright. It's time to talk about what happened, okay? It's time to discuss what it was like growing up with a single parent mom. It really is. My mom used to beat me mercilessly for things that were just because she was frustrated. Because she was frustrated, didn't have the skill of emotional regulation, mad at my dad, mad at the family, mad at what was going on at work. And at the same time, my mom kept saying that I was the man of the house. I was a child. And there's a lot of single parent moms on this app who be saying stuff like, oh, that's my little man. No, it's not. No, it's not. That's not your little man. That is a child trying to learn how to be in this world.
See, again, folks, that's what I was talking about, a word of semantics. When a woman says, that's my little man, that she just means that's my little man, that's my little man in training. That's what he is. What do you mean? A parent, whether it be the mother or the father, is supposed to train that child in what it's supposed to be. I'm training you, I'm raising you to be a man. Right now you're not. You're just my little man. You're my little man. You don't have the skills to be a man yet. But I'm going to give you the respect that you are of the male species. But again, it's a matter of semantics. And I got to say to any person that grew up in a family like this, to where your mother beat on you just because, you need some help. This is not the place to get it. The manosphere is not the place to drop your mental problems and then think that you're going to receive some sound advice about them. No, you need to seek professional help, and the manosphere is not it. It's circular in there. All you guys have the same problem, and all you guys are talking about your problems, but none of you guys have the solutions of how to fix them, because you're too bullheaded, you're too stubborn to think that all these black women, all these black baby mamas, they ain't shit. Well, how they get to be black baby mamas?
I shouldn't have been making my mom's bathwater. I shouldn't have had to rub her feet after work. I shouldn't have been her slave. And then they wonder why black men don't like black women. We have an environment where they're not allowed to talk about what happened. So black men, I got you. I'll respond to the comments for you. It's okay. Let's talk.
Okay, black man, I got you. I'll respond to the comments. My man, so I'm going to ask you, you're going to respond to the comments with what? Tell them about your story. Are you going to tell them how you survived? Or are you going to tell them more of, see, this is why black men don't like black women? It becomes a circle jerk after a while. It becomes a pity party. Who can come up with the worst mama party? And again, for any person that grew up like this, or grew up under a mother that abused them, again, the manosphere is not the place to put that out at. You need to seek professional help, because you need it. You haven't gotten over that trauma yet, and you're looking for somebody to trauma bond with, i.e. the manosphere.
This is directed at black women. Unless you absolutely want to become a mother, do not have his baby. If he's not willing to make you a wife, if he's not willing to stand before a judge or a priest and say, I do not have his baby. Do not believe a goddamn thing he says. Because after that child is born, within 3 to 6 months, that motherfucker is going to dip and disappear on your ass. Talking about he can't handle the responsibility or whatever bullshit excuse they do to abandon their children. Don't do it. Because you have legal provisions that will protect you as a wife in regards to you and your child versus you being just a cliche baby mama. So either have that plan B on standby or have $1,200 in your oh shit account. But unless you want to, don't have his baby. Unless he makes you a wife first. It is for your legal protection.
Let's talk about this supposed undesirability of single black mothers. Now let me state the very obvious. If you don't want to date somebody with kids, don't date somebody with kids. It's really not that complicated. But black women are the only women demonized for having children before marriage. What I never understood about this is if you get married or get married multiple times and have children from these marriages but end up divorced, aren't you co-parenting with your other co-parents the same way black women are with their baby daddies? Some of y'all women get married for the glory of getting married and find out you are still, in fact, a single mother. And before I did have a child, I would never date a man with a kid. But you know what I learned? You can learn a lot from how a man fathers his children and treats his baby mama or ex-wife. But having the title of ex-wife or ex-husband does not make you more glorified than somebody who decided to have a baby before they're married.
Well, I want to put that slaw up. You see that right there? I don't know why it's buffering, but no, the makeup works for her though, bro. Right there, I like that.
I mean, yeah, she look good. She ain't got to use that much on the cheeks though. She can take a little bit off and she'd be fine.
Okay.
Anyways, that's just me.
Yeah. Look. Elaine, hit the link. Hit the link, Elaine. We need more women up here. Elaine, Brownie. Is it Brownie or female? Yeah, come on up, babe. Come on up. If you're a female, come on up. Because I want some answers to this, man, because they won't answer these questions. What kind of single mother are you? Do you do this to your kids? You want them to run you a bath and rub your fucking rusty feet? Your hooves? Why would you want a child to rub those hooves?
Did y'all notice how quick he went from worshiping women to talking shit about women? I mean, from talking shit about women to worshiping a woman and then back to talking shit about women? Just that quick. Need to put this slop on there. And then in the very next breath, you're talking shit about the very... come on, man. It don't make sense. But anyway, folks, we're going to leave that right where it's at. Again, these are the streams that these women are talking about. Now let's go back to this last and final part right here. And we'll go slide back over to a Bomb Cherry's channel. Now this is the part, this segment I call Keeping It Real. When Keeping It Real goes really fucking wrong. And you'll see why. Here we go.
So Rashad, we gonna go back to this ratchet ass, I'm sorry I'm calling you ratchet, Wardy, but you ratchet, dude. You a ratchet ass nigga. You ratchet. Your actions are ratchet.
I'm sorry.
You in the manosphere, just like the other ratchet ass niggas within the manosphere. All you niggas in the manosphere are ratchet.
That nose
you
ring
ratchet,
is ratchet.
James is ratchet. You ratchet nigga who up here right now. You ratchet. All you niggas in the manosphere, you're ratchet. Yeah, y'all niggas. That's why I let y'all up so y'all can tell y'all story, and everybody listening to y'all ratchet ass tell y'all ratchet ass stories.
You see what I mean? Listen, as I was recording, I was trying my damnedest not to laugh, but I know y'all heard me in the background. But anyway, that's the point, exactly what Bomb was just saying. She bring you niggas up on her panels to prove a point. Wody. You see what I'm saying? And another nigga gonna come up here in a little while that, well, anyway, Bomb, I'll let you go back to what you was doing, proving the point. That's why these black women talk about y'all the way they do. Because here's a prime example of when Keeping It Real goes wrong. Y'all just keep listening.
Okay? Yeah, the niggas who get on the Peace Network and they talking they stories, they ratchet. Okay? That dude, Aaron, that nigga ratchet. Find out he with a woman for 8 years, married, living together.
8 years?
Yes, that's what somebody said. So let me tell you what happens with an 8-year relationship when a nigga don't marry her. The bitch ratchet and the nigga ratchet. Both of them niggas ratchet. She realized she ain't worth marriage. That nigga knows she ain't worth marriage. She realized this.
And she's right again. And see, that's the thing I like about Bomb. She calls out both parties on this one. You mean to tell me you, as a woman, you laid up with a man for 8 years, and that you didn't think that you were wife material? And let me say something, folks. Before I got married, my last time, my wife told me, she said, "Listen here, let me tell you something. I'm on my way back to California, unless I see a ring on my goddamn finger. You make the decision. You're not going to sit here and, like Bomb said, have the cow. I have the milk and don't get the cow and don't buy the cow. No, it's not going to work that way. Either I'm going to be your wife or I'm going back to California. Which one's it going to be? I had to make a decision. Did I want this woman to be away from me? Or did I want this woman to go on about her business? I wanted that woman. So you know what I did? Shit. Ask Jared.
Nigga ain't worth marriage. They just there. I know they ain't talking about I must be sad and in a bad relationship. What they called it? What that old dude said I was? Remember he came up and told them that I'm
Oh, he said you were unruly, miserable.
Miserable, that's the word. So I'm miserable? Listen, I had a man propose marriage and marry me within 6 months. Then we got fucking married. Let me tell you what I am. I'm a Scorpio with a fire ass pussy.
I don't know about the Scorpio part, but I can tell you that fire ass pussy has got a whole lot of niggas in trouble. I'm here to tell you that right now. Near the word. If you go listen to that little stream a little bit earlier, there's a guy that comes on there later and comes up on the panel. I think it's Cabo Ford. He said, I heard somebody say fire pussy and I woke up out my damn sleep. But dare I say this, folks, and this may seem crazy, but at one point in time in my life, I put pussy right up there with oxygen. I had to have it. Had to have it. So I don't see how these men could talk about that. They got to stay away from women. That you don't need women in your spaces. That's some bullshit. How else you gonna get to them if they ain't in your spaces, if you're not around them? How else you gonna get to them? You gonna sit there and pillow talk with a dude all day? You gonna whisper sweet nothings in Angry Man's ear all day? You gonna tell BGS how cute he is all day? You gonna tell Fish and Fresh how man, you buffed as a motherfucker today, Bo? Or would you rather look over the woman's, damn, you smell good today, damn, you look good today? You'll see as I'm talking about. Y'all saw some of the pictures of these women that had their pictures posted up. These are some fairly, when I say fairly attractive, because I don't want to seem like I'm simping, but these are some attractive women. Bomber's an attractive woman. Verbal's an attractive woman. Casimira's an attractive woman. Who else was up on the panel? I'm not sure the young lady that kept popping in and out, but she was an attractive woman. All these women are not bad-looking black women. And I'm going to go back to something. You notice how many times I used the word female? Because there was no need for it. I wasn't talking about a species. I was talking about the grown women. So I understand what old girl was talking about when she was saying, address me as a woman, because right now that's who you're talking to. You're not talking to the female species. You are speaking to a woman. Don't pluralize me when you're talking. So if folks don't understand that. Like I said, it's the words that come before and the words that come after. And usually in the manosphere, the words that come before woman or female or after female is something fucked up. Garbage in, garbage out. It's expected.
I know what it is. I got him to marry me. Then we stayed married. Even through the bullshit, we waited 5 years to have our children, so nobody gonna say we got married because of children. Nobody gonna say we stayed together because of children. We didn't have our children till 5 years into the marriage. Then we still married. Even when through the divorce and all the issues, the little small issues that happened through the marriage, we still together. But I tell you what, I would have never been with no dude for 8 years without him marrying me.
Nope. And that woman that I married, she said the same thing. There's no goddamn way you gonna have me up in here with you for 2 or 3 years talk about you not getting married. You gonna do something, or I'm getting the hell on. Choice is yours, nigga. What you won't do? You know what I did? Like I said, I went to Jared's. It didn't work out for us along the path, but hey, that has nothing to one has nothing to do with the other. I had to find out. Just like Bomb said, through the good and the bad, I am still friends with her. I still speak to this woman. I still revere this woman. Although we're not married, I don't go out and trash her. I don't go out and black woman bash her, talking about all the fucked up shit that she did. Because it ain't, if whatever I thought she might have did fucked up to me, or vice versa, that's between her and me. Some of you niggas lead with the bullshit. You think because you tell a woman the worst parts of what another woman did to you, that she gonna have some kind of sympathy for you and roll over. Oh, baby, I won't do that to you. I'll never be that kind of woman to you. Shit, it's not the woman, it's the nigga. You lead, she follow. And that's not being chauvinistic, folks. That's truth. You show me a man that leads his household in every shape and way, and you tell me that woman is not going to follow him to the ends of earth? That's some bullshit. I can guarantee she will. Well, you can't ask my mother, rest her soul, but I know for sure my daddy wasn't perfect, but he led.
That sounds like a woman who don't know her worth.
Because if this nigga will stay with you for 8 years, it must be something valuable, right? But this dude too scared, too lame, too ain't about shit. He wants to get the milk for free. He don't pay for the cow. He wants the milk free. That's what they used to see back in the day. But what I would say is that he wants your vagina, right? That's what he wants. Because that's really why you're there, ladies. These niggas know how to cook. And they might not know how to cook, but they know how to pour a bowl of motherfucking cereal. These niggas gonna eat. They'll cook that top ramen. All that shit. They don't need you, but what it is your vagina. You don't understand the worth of your vagina. That's why he ain't married your ass.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to When Keeping It Real Goes Absolutely Wrong.
Controlling everything, acting like he this, that, and the third, and come to find out he living with a woman. What? He wouldn't be. He looked like he don't live with a woman. No
That's
haircut.
probably his insurance policy.
Well, I don't know, but he looked like a scrub, so I'm shocked that he with somebody. But to be with her for years and she ain't make him marry her? Ladies, we're going to do better. Let's be honest. 6 months. Get that nigga no longer than a year.
I agree.
No longer than a year. What he got to learn about you that takes over a year?
I got to agree. I mean, 2 years, a year, 6 months or whatever. If you go into that 3, 4, 5 year realm and you ain't married that woman, you don't want her. And Bomb might be right. You just might be using her for a shade tree or a guaranteed piece of ass when you want to roll over in the middle of the night. But other than that, you don't want that woman as your wife. There's no way that my ex, and for whatever reasons there was no way that she would have allowed our relationship to go 3, 4, 5 years and not be married. Now, unfortunately for her and I, the part of us being married didn't work out. It is what it is. But that doesn't stop us from communicating. That doesn't stop me from picking up the phone and checking on her and say, hey, how you doing? Is everything all right? Do you need anything? Is there something I can do for you? I'm a landscaper. She has a yard. I go cut it. I don't charge her no money. I had to go, if I was able enough, I'd have to go out there and dig up an orange tree. Can't do it now. I'm rehabbing. But believe me, if I wasn't rehabbing, I'd be out there with a damn shovel and a pick getting that orange tree up out the yard.
She just playing her part. That's pretty much what it is. She playing her part.
Well,
Playing her
listen,
part. What
you
does that
keep talking
mean?
about her. I'm talking about him. How about you stop talking about her and talk about him? What is he doing or not doing?
He's laying it down. So he's putting it down.
He put what down? You mean his money? He paying the rent?
No, he's putting game. He's running game.
Oh, you get
A
running
lot
game?
of these women are easy to run games on. They're easy to manipulate. They give up today. Females give up the yam so easy.
They give up the what?
Give up the yam so
Vagina.
easy.
Oh, well, nothing wrong with a woman who's giving up her vagina. I'm not even judging her on that. I'm just asking. So, if a woman giving up her vagina easy, then why are you men staying with them, sticking with them?
Because they might have resources. She might have an apartment.
Nah,
a good
it's for that
job.
vagina.
Listen, folks, if you pay attention to this man that's talking right about now, or in this case, see, this is where you're talking about this male that's speaking right now, because that's what he is. He's a male. He's not a man. Because a man would not say anything like that. I'm with a woman for her resources. A man wouldn't say anything like that. A male would, but a man wouldn't. See the difference? You see why that young lady got so upset? It's what you say before and what you say after that puts one word in perspective. And she knew what you were trying to do over on that panel that day. That's why she got upset. It's not like she ain't never heard the word female before. It's the connotation behind it. Them YouTube streets. Connotation. fusion or confusion.
No, it's
Yeah,
that
she
vagina.
might have a good job. No, I know guys that do their thing, you know, and they be with women for a long time.
What you mean do their thing? What you mean?
Like they see other women, but they stay with that one woman for so long.
Why you think that is? If he's seen other women, why is he with this one?
Cause some people want a place to stay, place to rest their head at. You know, money coming in the house. She's giving all the money to him. She's taking care of him.
But what? So
she's feeding him.
So you're
you know?
telling me black men, y'all don't. So really, you essentially are admitting that black men don't have their own place to stay. They don't have their own shit together. Is that what you're telling me?
The men that you just described, yeah, the bums, the ones that you just described. We got a lot of bums, and that's why you got a lot of single mothers out here, because a lot of bums on the street.
So you're saying
that
that
manosphere, they should be called bumosphere.
Nah, I think manosphere is the bumosphere. For those of you like you who in it, you a bum too.
I'm not manosphere. I'm not manosphere. I don't teach that.
You might not teach it, but do you are a bum. You in the
Okay, this is the time that as a man you should have left this panel. When a woman is on a panel calling you a bum, is calling you, steadily calling you out your name, and you sitting there and you're trying to, how do you say this? Trying to explain the reasons why you're not. You're a bum. Real man would have said, you know what? I'm not gonna put up with this shit here. You're not gonna talk to me like this. I got to go. You're not gonna call me a bum in public and think I'm just gonna sit here and allow you to continue to talk to me like this? No, ma'am, not me. You're not gonna no. But it ain't over yet. That's what I say, folks. When keeping it real goes wrong, and this is the second time I had to call you out, twin. I guess you didn't listen to the last one.
manosphere. Just stop denying being in the manosphere.
I'm not manosphere. Manosphere is a comedy club.
Now it's a comedy. Yes. Okay,
sorry about the phone, folks.
It's a comedy club. You know, platinum is like
manosphere.
He like Dave Chappelle. I don't know.
I asked you, is he manosphere? Huh?
He never said he was.
Ain't no nigga over in the manosphere as funny as Dave Chappelle or Eddie Murphy. If those guys in the manosphere, twin, are your heroes, again, you don't want much.
I don't know.
Oh, well.
I know he's funny like Dave Chappelle, though.
So let's take a vote. Let me see, y'all. Who up here? Let's take a vote. Is this nigga manosphere? Okay. We're gonna take 2 votes. We got, and I'm gonna go down the list. A Casimir with your nice self, and Casimir don't never lie. Casimir is the nicest of us all. Casimir, is this a nigga? Is he a manosphere man? Yeah or nay?
I'm sorry, twin baby, but you're manosphere.
And the next question, Casimir, is this nigga a buck?
If you look like a duck and it quack like a duck, it is a duck. I'm sorry, you are a buck, twin.
Sweetie, you next, sister. Sweetie, yay or nay, is twin manosphere?
Absolutely, he is manosphere.
And Sweetie, is this nigga twin a bum?
Hell yeah.
Damn.
Okay, who next? Kira, you next, sis. Kira is twin manosphere.
I don't care enough about a twin to comment, honestly. But in the words of Casimir, Affleck.
You don't want to say if he a bum or not?
Oh, I don't care about him enough to comment, honestly.
Okay, so.
And that's worse, twin. That means you're not even a second thought to her. You're not even worth the breath that it would take to explain or tell you that you're manosphere or bum. You're irrelevant to her. Irrelevant. That's a hell of a place to be, boy.
I don't know what we go.
Oh, he ain't. What it means is that he ain't getting no energy from me. Sorry.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Let me see if I can back that up just a little bit.
You don't want to say if he a bum or not?
Oh, I don't care about him enough to comment, honestly.
Okay, so I don't know what we go.
Oh, he ain't. What?
Imagine that, twin. Now, some of you folks might say that this young lady is not an attractive woman. I beg to differ with you. So imagine, twin, a young lady like this that you're irrelevant to, that you have no chance of ever maybe taking on a date or having a genuine conversation with, because you are irrelevant to her. But because she says you're irrelevant, you will say that this is an unattractive woman because you can't get her. That's what the point I'm talking about.
It means that he ain't getting no energy from me.
No energy.
Okay, no energy. Okay, Taylor is twin manosphere. Taylor said she's not even going to unmute herself. She got to go give it no energy. God damn. Okay, I know Mother Earth already. Come on. Y'all know we about to get... let me stretch a little bit to the right, to the left. Whew. Okay, Mother Earth is twin manosphere.
He is not only a manosphere, but he's a Christian manosphere. Hobosexual.
Oh, Lord. And is he a bum?
He's a bum. He's a hobosexual. He's a, what do they call them? Not lot lizards. What do they call the? Oh, he's a slumlord. He's a slumlord and a bum. It's not adding up.
Don't add up. So it looks like, now we're gonna go to the chat real quick, y'all. Type of one if he's manosphere, right? 2 if he's not. And 3 if he's a bum, 4 if he's not.
Folks, you would think that instead of him about to defend himself, he would have left this panel. Nope.
Slumlord, because I don't allow Section 8 when I raise rent. I'm a slumlord.
Another dumb.
Because I don't allow Section 8 when I raise rent.
You don't say.
And what else do you do to your tenants? Exactly.
Right.
Charge for parking.
But this guy's supposed to be a businessman. He's supposed to own real estate. And all he can come up with is charge for parking. See, again, you can't put, you can't bullshit a bullshitter. You can't do it. And you can't really, I think, I'm going to have to go to Char Willie on this one. Y'all can't pull the wool, continue to pull the wool over everybody's eyes and don't think they know what's going on. That was the stream that she had a couple of weeks ago about a guy who thought he was pulling the wool over this particular host's eyes, and she called him out on it. And in this same case, my man, anybody who will listen to you, they'll think that you are a business owner, that you have properties. But these women know better. Like I say, be careful what you say on a panel, because you never know who knows what you're talking about. Or in some cases, who knows that you don't know what you're talking about. So here it is.
Charge for parking. What else? What else you charging them for? He ain't like that slumlord comment. It's true though.
$25 pet fee. $25 pet fee, $400 deposit.
What the chat saying?
I'm looking up. Cashmere put 1 in 4.
And still he's there taking this abuse.
Let me see. I would take Section 8 and take advantage of poor people. I don't do that.
You don't take Section 8?
No, I want no Section 8.
Again, is that the sound of a smart man? Because if you knew anything about Section 8, there's only a small portion of the rent that the tenant has to pay. The rest of the rent comes from the government. So during this time, well, I won't. No need for me to say it. I think one of these young ladies will tell them about it here in just a second.
See, Okay. So 1 in 3 see. Go ahead.
Sorry, Bomb. I was about to say that right then. Like, that is the most illogical shit I have heard thus far. Because in my family's portfolio, during the whole pandemic and stuff, there were certain people.
Notice she used the word portfolio. A matter of semantics, but true enough.
That could not afford to pay their rent. But do you know someone who continuously kept paying their rent? The folks up on Section 8. We had no losses on that side. So, I mean, if you want to go out there and be a slumlord and you don't want your shit to be looked at like that, clearly you're going to go the other route. But if you want to make
this nigga ain't no motherfucking landlord, y'all. Listen, y'all believe
98%, 98% occupancy rate, 98% rents collected during the pandemic.
How many properties do you have, twin?
None. This nigga is slow. What have I told y'all?
You know what, Taylor? I brought that on myself. Let me leave it alone. Let me leave it alone.
This nigga don't own no goddamn property. Like, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
Twin. Twin say he don't. The reason you
estimated about over 2,000 units.
2,000 units. What you mean estimated? If you were a landlord, you would know exactly how many units. Now you talking about estimated. You think we?
And that ends keeping it real, going wrong, nigga. Please. Absolutely right. My man, there's no absolute way that you can tell me that you are a businessman when you're going to say that you approximately have. I know that as a business owner, as a landscaping business, I know how many lawnmowers I have. I know how many weed eaters I have. I know how much weed eater string I have. I know how much gas is going to take me to go through a week. I know what tools, hand tools I need, power tools I need. I have an inventory of everything. So if anything that ever comes up missing, I'll know that I'm short on this. Down to the wrench. There's an inventory on it. So you mean to tell me someone that has a real estate business, you don't know how many apartments you have, you don't know how many dwellings you have to rent out, how many that's available? I heard you say earlier 98% occupancy with 98% rent paid. Does that make sense, folks? Why did you just say that everybody who lives in my building, they pay on time? The pandemic so basically what I'm saying is, my man, you reading off a piece of paper somewhere some numbers, and these women hold you to task. They put you on blast, as they've been doing throughout this last couple hours here that I've been putting this stream together. Again, brothers, as the stream says, the YouTube streets, the black YouTube streets, confusion and confusion. You brothers out here trying to con these women. You brothers out here trying to confuse these women, but they're starting to see a little bit more clearly. If things are starting to be clarified to them that you niggas, some of you niggas ain't shit. And y'all making it bad for folks like me that's out here literally trying to do content, that's literally trying to build a platform without the help of cash apps, without asking somebody for a donation. I'm just doing it because you like doing it. First of all, don't go and do something that you don't like doing. If you coming into the YouTube streets to be a content creator and you thinking that you're just here for the money, you might as well not do this. Because you're not here for the content. You're just here to hope and somebody come through and listen to you long enough to give you some money. Pole pimping. It's just my advice to you folks. Y'all better come into to these lady streams, to these women streams, to these female streams, however you want to call them, ladies, chicks, girls, But you better come in there with a little bit more respect, a little bit more understanding that these women is not as stupid as y'all think they are. They're not the strags that you call them. They're not the hyenas that you call them. Because, again, we went over that hyena shit. Hyenas, the females run that business. But anyway, folks, I done held up enough of y'all time. I really do appreciate y'all hanging out with me. But I got to get on up out of here. Like, share, and subscribe, please. Thank you so much. I got to go.